All right, it's time to get this ball rolling.
This is great.
I should buy someone
Hello.
jump cane. Who wants jump cane? Oh.
Hello, everyone. Let's see if this is
Rage-inducing.
working. Yeah, okay. This is definitely going to take some time getting used to with the latency. But, hello, everyone, and welcome to Ichor and Honor. I am your host, the Herald, and welcome to the first live stream session here of Order of the Dice. So,
Yeah. That's gonna be weird to get used to.
I know, it's gonna be interesting.
Ah.
So, but hey, it definitely works with what I had planned initially for the future of content going forward. So, but yeah, so announcement wise, obviously we're not streaming on the other platform because after some things that have happened, we decided that it was best to move things onto YouTube, which I had been playing around with the idea for a while. So, yeah. So now we're going to be streaming here for both the Ichor and Honor and the Revived Pandemic. So, but also there will be more details coming out within the coming weeks as to what else is happening here on YouTube. So, I believe that's all we have to say. And yeah, that's another thing. We don't have the whole bit thing like we used to. So that's another thing that's going to get interesting.
Oh my god, that's right.
Or shields.
Y'all just realized that we can't get help from the viewers anymore, didn't you?
Well, it's bound. Well, until we get to 1,000 subscribers, unfortunately. So that's
Man.
No.
Y'all
We're gonna have to work.
We can't reroll as much now.
yeah.
Conserve what you have left.
I don't need them rerolls. I'm a rogue.
You have millions of rerolls.
I do have a ton for my birthday, thank you.
Must be nice.
But of course, everyone that's watching, I first of all would like to thank you for joining in this transitionary period, and with that, we are going to need your help more than ever. Not only with sharing out the stream, but also liking and subscribing to the channel, so we can bring out a lot more content as well as unlock some features that will definitely make it a bit more interactive for you all. So, without any further delay, let us go ahead and begin Ichor and Honor.
Hi, Nugget. Hi.
Hi.
We're kind of in the middle of something. Hi.
We're technically at the start of something, but okay.
Yeah.
We're at the start of something, sweetie. You can't be. Headbutt.
So, where we last left off with the party, the Dumb Luck Club had found themselves in a rather precarious situation, as they had gone forth from the capital of the Nock to figure out as to what's going on with the Oni tribes. Not only because of what has happened with the scrying on Iv'Han, Lydia's brother, but also what has happened as of late with what it appears to be a growing conflict, and multiple people are getting caught in the crossfire. As they were traveling forth, they came across the path of what appeared to be some familiar faces, but they were no longer among the living, having been eliminated by what they suspect was from the Oni, along with the possibility of them being also some of the most recent victims of this conflict. It is here where we pick up the aftermath of this battle. Two of the Oni had escaped, disappearing into cloud form, similar to Lydia's eyes as to her windwalk ability from her necklace. And this is where we're going to pick up. You all find the aftermath. You see the Oni laying lifelessly on the ground, as well as those who had been caught in the crossfire. But as you are watching this, you notice something happened with these Oni. They start to shrink. Shrink down to still a rather large size. Bigger than, definitely bigger than that of a Goliath, but still, when they stop shrinking, they're not as large as you had seen them.
Gale's gonna go to one of the Oni bodies and ask Lydia or Lydia and Daphne, do you by chance know any magic that would shrink what I'm guessing is an Oni? Well, expand an Oni.
There's what Talus did to Umiko just now, and I think Umiko's still a giant.
Yep, Umiko's still tall.
Umiko now towers over all of us, which is very different.
Except for Diar.
Except for Diar.
She's just a tall midget. Nothing special.
Giant midget.
Is Youth next to me by chance?
Wait, what is it on the battle map? Hang on.
You're further away from the group.
Thank goodness.
Okay, so wait, Daphne's next to me though.
Mm-hmm.
DM, what type of snow are we on, essentially? Like, is it squishy or, like, icy?
Oh, no.
Give me a nature check.
I don't fucking
Well, it
know.
would be an advantage because you are from this area.
Okay. D&D Beyond.
Remember, I've always been nice to you.
DM.
Oh, no, it's nothing bad. Don't worry about it.
DM.
As, apparently, I can't find my character sheet. D&D Beyond why.
DM?
Yes.
The Oni corpses are still here, correct?
They only shrunk.
They only shrunk? Okay. Could I check to see if there's anything on them?
All right. Give me an investigation check while Umiko is rolling her nature.
Alright.
I can't even see my character sheet. It says error code whenever I try to pull up my sheet.
That's weird.
I literally just had it.
Do you want me to check for you, the modifier?
Yeah.
Okay. So, wait, hold on. It's not even on our thing.
Give me a sec. I'll be right back.
Yep, no worries.
Okay, interesting. It's not even showing up in the campaign list.
Showing up like list for
so
me, but it's giving me the
I'll
same error.
roll,
as
You said
Weird.
investigation, correct?
Yes. I'll take a look as well, see what's going on with that.
I have my character sheet up.
Gonna use a 3d4.
Mm-hmm.
I still have my character sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have
Is it-
mine up.
Password.
Maybe refresh it.
Yeah.
Like, close your internet browser and reopen it.
Yeah, it looks like, that's interesting. I'm not sure why you're having that issue.
How many characters do you have in your D&D Beyond?
Only the 6, but I'm looking at it right now. It'll be up in a sec.
No worries.
Okay.
Do you remember what your wisdom was?
My wisdom, I think, was an 18 or 19, so it was plus 3.
Yeah, okay, we'll just say it's a +3 while you're trying to get that working.
Yeah. So I know I don't have, like, any other modifiers on
Right.
nature, I don't believe.
Mm-hmm. So,
DM, while we're waiting, can I heal myself?
yes, you can go ahead and heal yourself, as
Yeah.
you're quite achy from that conflict.
Honey.
Big ouchies.
Big
the
ouchies.
body that the body that Gale went to, can he check it as well, or is Youth checking both the bodies of the Oni?
Currently, Youth is looking at one of the bodies, the one that's further away. So, and I'll answer your first, Youth. As you're taking a look, You definitely see that there is a bit of... You see that they're wearing you see the mask that they're wearing, and it's rather unsettling in and of itself, because you remember watching it as it flickered with some blue, icy blue flames. But
Is it aesthetic?
Good question. But as you're looking through that, you see that masks that they were wearing, and that seems to resemble that of a horned demon or whatever, their skull. You also have found what appears to be that of a branding mark that's on their right hand, but you also see various tattoos that are etched all over the body. And as you're continuing to search, you find what appears to be... Let me go ahead and pull this up. Uno momento. You find what appears to be that of a necklace that has what appears to be that of an onyx stone. You also see that this one that as you obviously see, what's laying beside it is the large weapon, the sort of naginata.
Okay.
And lastly, you do find what appears to be that of a satchel.
I'm gonna... DM, could I use detect magic to see if there's any form of magic coming off of any of the stuff that I've noticed?
Ah, okay. As you take a look, as you cast your detect magic, you find yourself catching a glow from the mask itself.
Yo, an upgrade of my original? I'm taking this.
Good job.
Upgrades, people, upgrades.
And yeah, so that's all you get. That's a magical ping from this.
I'll take all of it.
Okay.
But I'll keep the mask out, and I'm gonna cast. Do I still have Identify up? Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Need to check that.
I'll get to you in a moment, Diar.
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, I still have Identify, so I'll use that.
Okay. All right. Give me. So while I pull that info up for you, Diar.
I have to make sure of one thing before I do anything out of character.
Mm-hmm.
Did the whole thing about Elusive saying something about her family having to do with something with these people before the ones in the ice, was that said out loud?
Wait, I'm sorry. I did not. I spaced out. What did you say?
That your family had something to do with something with the people who were dead in the ice,
she
connection
didn't say...
to them.
No, there wasn't really any connection. It was between the it was a connection between middleman for the broken ghost.
Yeah, the dead travelers had a crate that had the broken ghost symbol on it.
Yeah, but Youth didn't mention anything about knowing them.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I just had to make sure. I'm gonna go over to one of the Onis and just mercilessly hack off its head.
Okay.
Oh.
Is this a new...
Can that be one of the Oni? Can that be the Oni that Gale was next to?
You guys are next to the same one.
Yeah, you
on the
are
map
next
still?
to the same one.
Oh.
Delan just turns to Elusive and just goes, yeah, he tends to do that.
Here's my hook.
As you do this, you hear yipe from Talus. And she's like, whoa, okay, no need to spray the blood on me. Okay.
Is this a new thing? Is this a thing you're going to do? First it was the mutant, and now it's Oni. Do you just chop off heads now?
I'll add the stash.
We have a stash?
Can we please clean the
No.
skulls correctly so we don't have rotting heads in our bags?
As you are trying to smash its head in, Diar, you find it's going to give me a strength check real quick.
Certainly.
So go ahead, Youth, and add an Oni mask. Yes, that is an actual thing.
Okay.
Yep.
I want that mask handed over.
Will it fit you, or will it be too big?
I can make it work.
It's just like the turtle shell on her back.
Yeah.
It just becomes a shield. It's just your new shield.
Yeah.
You find as you're striking at its head, but you notice that the mask it's still wearing, just going bing, bing, almost like as if you're trying to punch someone with a full-size helmet on.
Diar's just gonna keep on doing that.
Okay.
Can we
My
go?
sheet the work, by the way.
Mm-hmm. You got it to work? All right. So,
Yeah.
Umiko, as you're taking a step, you notice that, that this is like rather relatively safe snow, as it is, you can tell just from the way it is. This is sort of an area that is normally traveled to and from the cities. So you can conclude that it's relatively safe.
So it's this. Oh, I was asking if it's a more like squishier type of snow or like an icy snow.
Squishier.
Okay. I'm still big, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just to like rewind for like a second, cause
Sure.
time whiny.
Timey-wimey.
Because I'm bigger, can I just put my hand on Daphne and squish her deeper into the snow a little bit? Since it's squishier snow.
What are you doing?
Are you gonna resist, Daphne?
Daphne's too surprised it's happening to resist.
You just find yourself like slowly like as if like the one mother
Deep, but...
like a mother-in-law who does not like the bride goes and pushes that topping on the wedding cake down. You find yourself sinking into the snow.
Daphne is very confused on what's happening and just says, "Jill."
You just happened to be the closest, and you spoke first, man.
Fair.
Also, if I did it to Lydia, she would actually disappear in the snow.
I'm sitting on my Auroch, thank you. But I'm just sitting here confused on why we're still hanging around.
Can I look around, see if there's any trace of like any more of those guys, or like any more Oni? Or
Give me a perception
nothing that's
check.
in the area. Okay. Perception.
Perception.
Oh, by the way, Youth, are you gonna try to carry that Naginata?
I was gonna see if I could fit it into my bag of holding.
Okay, first I need you to give me a strength check to see if you could even lift it.
Oh god.
15.
the one stat I have a +0 in.
Okay, I'll get to you in a moment. Gale, as you're taking a look around, you do remember seeing where the remaining two Oni had sort of drifted off, but you don't see any sign of any others. You see the dead Oni, and you see the dead travelers. And meanwhile, Youth trying to carry it, like it's like you're like, okay. You spread your legs apart, squatting down, and start picking it up slowly, like you're trying to like as if you were a bodybuilder trying to lift a log.
I got this, guys. Don't worry.
Do you
Your
need
le-
help?
Lift with your legs.
No.
Don't use your back. Lift with your legs.
For context, I literally have to do the math here. Give me a second.
Listen, I don't need help. I got my legs to lift. She
Okay,
continues trying, but she's obviously failing.
Okay. I'm doing the math here, so give me a second.
Math.
Listen, I need this as a trophy in my office. And I know I'll get one for all the crap I've been doing for the kid,
You-
okay?
I
So,
was just gonna say, what office?
I'll get one!
Dylan turns to Lucifer and goes, "Put your back into it," and gives her a bardic inspiration.
okay, Bardic Inspiration, and, Youth, just for size comparison's sake, this Naginata in and of itself is, since it's that, since it was that size, I'm actually having to do the math here, just like how big it actually is. Let's
See
see.
you later.
Okay.
DM, I'm just gonna play Tetris.
Okay, so just for
with it.
context, the blade itself, just the blade of the Naginata itself, is 6 feet long.
Oh god.
The pole arm itself, hold on a second.
He rolls a
Is this-
D10 for how many feet?
Is this what hit Lydia?
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Ouchie! Okay, yeah, that was some big ouchies.
Yeah, Naginatas are long, guys.
Mm-hmm. These were for giants.
Hmm.
Actually,
Lydia, are
they
you
were also-
okay?
They were also used in Japan. too.
So, 15, and the pole itself is 15 feet long.
Why?
We
I'm
Japanese
gonna-
are just built different.
She, in the middle of lifting, she's gonna, could I use the Bardic Inspiration?
Sure.
The roll? Okay. What is it?
Yeah.
The D6.
Yeah. So,
Right?
gonna re-roll a
Right.
strength check, and you also can use the Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
Does the Naginata count as a spear or as a sword?
Technically speaking, it's a sword, but I think in D&D it's used as a spear.
Pole arm weapon mostly.
Dalen, was yours
Dalen
a D6 or a D8?
D8.
D8.
Okay.
Really?
Okay.
Lydia, are you okay?
I popped a cure wound.
Get it.
Takes as you go, you decide to move to the center this time and start lifting, like, and you're just like as if you're lifting it to a point where you're just like you know when the Olympic weightlifters they're going like you're at that point as you're holding it up. It's heavy. It is very heavy.
She assuming she has the bag of holding, just kind of like sprawled out so she can put it in.
Okay.
It's like the magic hat trick with the rabbit. She just starts trying to put it in.
Okay. I gotta check something about that bag of holding real quick.
If it gets
gonna-
pierced, it will break.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. No, I was gonna use it with the blunt side. I was gonna put the blunt side in, like the back end, not the blade.
Give me a second. I'm pulling it.
DM,
Do you have enough room in your bag of holding?
Okay.
I do.
It's scary, but she actually does
Oh my god.
because it can. But here's the thing, though. How much stuff do you have in it?
I emptied out a lot of the weight because it was from the singular piece of armor that I gave to Diar.
Hmm.
So I think it has. Let me check my bag of holding. Currently it only has. Where is it? I'm trying to check. Give me a second.
Yep. No worries.
Why is my bag of holding just not showing? Oh, that's why. Okay, it's a
Yeah.
separate tab now. I forget.
Yeah, they did that.
Oh, that's weird. I only have 40 pounds in it.
Okay. So I'll tell you this. This pole arm is so heavy that this is the only thing that can be in that bag.
Yep.
So as she's like slowly putting it in, you're just watching like as if it's like this crazy magic trick. But then as she huffs it over her shoulder, she's just like, whoa! As you just see it, just like, as you just see, it's almost like as if there's like a huge load in it. But she got the naginata in there.
Ta-da! Jazz hands.
Good job.
I told you guys, I got it.
I'm
Dalan,
proud of you.
Dalan
Thank
just claps
you.
for her. You just hear.
Okay.
Can Gale go over to Lydia real quick? Lydia, are you okay?
I popped a cure wounds and I'm not 100%, but I'll survive.
Gale's going to reach into his bag of holding, kind of get a little bit of his blood onto his dragon orb, and he's going to place a hand on Lydia and cast and use the charge of 5th level Cure Wounds.
Overkill, okay.
The amount of times I have
You
freaking-
get 25 points
Thank
of
you.
healing back.
1 point away from max. Thank you, Gale.
Mhm.
No, that's
The-
definitely gonna leave a mark, and Astrap's gonna be pissed later, but we'll deal with that when we get home.
the sheer amount of limit testing I have done with the DM in this campaign.
So,
Okay.
Dear, are you done with that head, and can we go? Why do you need the head so bad?
Dear actually doesn't acknowledge Lydia and just keeps on doing it.
okay.
Don't
So
make
I-
me get off this Orok.
So I
How
take
many
2 points of piercing damage as I use one of my nails to prick my hand
Mm-hmm.
for the blood.
Okay.
Having never seen Diar just flat out ignore Lydia, Dalan just kind of gives Diar kind of a worried look. Like,
Mhm.
he's letting him do his thing since he's got a big blade and he's already hacking up the Auroch, but he's putting a pin in that for later.
Right?
Okay.
Dear, we're all waiting on you.
All right. So, give me a second.
He's just waiting on our Auric.
Let's see.
We're all just watching Dear smash.
Daphne
So-
brought out her book and just be like, shall we continue book club?
I just want a nap.
As
Really?
this
wanna get out of
happens,
this area.
so Umiko, you are no longer tall as it ends,
Oh no.
You're tiny again.
and Daphne's still in the snow.
Gale's
Oh,
gonna
that's
help
right.
her-
How far in the snow am I?
Just up, just a little bit below the waist.
Oh, that's the worst feeling. I felt that before. I was up to like
to help. Gale's gonna help Daphne out of the snow.
I was up to like above my chest one time, like right under my
Oof.
neck.
So, Diar, as you're continuing, your giant size subsides as well, and
So are we staying here the night?
I need you to give me a con save real quick, Diar.
Daphne, are you suggesting camping on the side of the road?
I told you, I have a
Okay,
solution.
thank you.
What is your solution?
It's great. Trust me, it's gonna be awesome. And Daphne's absolutely giddy.
Can I do an insight check on Daphne?
Sure, go ahead and do an insight check. Yes, Umiko?
Would it be possible to be able to take Uzin's body with us in my bag of holding?
Don't you already have body parts in that bag of holding?
I only have a head so far, but I want to take his full body because I want to take it back to the monastery.
He wants to get more of them ahead of time.
This one's pure intention. This one's not just because I want a head in the bag.
23, by the way.
Okay. So you go ahead and slowly but carefully put him in the bag of holding.
Oh, look on Harold's face. Priceless.
It's
Harold's already done
It's
with
for
it.
pure. It's a pure intention, I swear.
So, to answer Gale's question, Daphne seems to be absolutely giddy, and she keeps playing with her spell component pouch and, like, looking around. And just keeps rubbing her hands like she's anxious and wants to do something.
I kind of want to see what Daphne's planning.
Okay.
So, yes.
So,
Delan just goes, do it.
Ain't the magical winds gonna fuck with it though?
Also, like, what time is it? Can
Yeah,
we
what
keep
time?
going first?
Yeah,
If we
where
have
is
time?
DM? If I look up at the sky, where is the sun?
it's kind of hard to see because of the magical winds, as it had become overcast.
Stupid magical winds.
Does it feel like lunchtime or dinner time? Like, am I hungry?
Last time we ate.
Well, you did leave that you did leave sometime in the late morning from Noctil. So.
And how many was that?
I don't think any of us has key mind.
No one has key mine.
God damn it!
How about Daphne? How about we just keep traveling until it gets a little darker? Because it feels like the sun's still out a little bit. And you know, if magical winds mess with the spell, it might be better to get closer to the city where we can actually get an actual lodging. Don't give me that face. I'm practically immune to that face. Terror threaded a lot. Don't worry.
Yes, Sumiko?
Totally just remember magical winds. Just out of curiosity, looking at everyone, has it affected anyone yet?
Give me a perception check.
Oh, no.
Affect us physically.
None of us had to make rolls yet, so.
Oh, yes.
I
Yes.
see
You
all
take
the
a,
things.
yeah, you take a look at each and every one of them, and the only one that has anything that might seem out of the ordinary is youth, but you definitely remember it's purely because of the Kuatoa.
Thank
Okay.
goodness. I was about to say, why am I being bullied?
So wait, this is the first thing that comes to my mind. Did the orange in my hair spread more since being back?
Hard to tell. You're not looking at a mirror.
Shit. I think I have one.
We have a silver mirror for scrying that also
I believe-
doubles as an
yeah.
actual mirror.
I'm pretty sure we have a mirror.
I'm hoping it doubles as an actual mirror. If
It's not.
Actually, wait, we might not. Did we remember to grab it back from when we left it in Zare's room?
Yeah, because I've been using it. That's
Okay.
why I've been
Then
keeping
you
on my
have it,
builder.
because I don't have it then.
Yep, I have it.
Okay, I'm not gonna ask you for it, but I was just curious if the
Mhm.
orange has spread more.
You could always
Isn't
use the
your-
reflection
isn't
on
your-
my sword.
Isn't your hair long enough that you can just like pull it over your shoulder and look at it though? Like
Potentially, but if it's longer past I can see, I can't see it. That doesn't
Eh.
change that fact. It's
Maybe it
whatever.
does.
I'll deal with it later.
Gale's
just
gonna
hair
get back on
coloring.
his Auroch.
Daphne's gonna begrudgingly get back on her Auroch.
let's
You
go.
could probably do the thing later.
you as well
We
get back
can
first.
Do a body check later too.
Delan's still on his, so he's ready to go.
Where? Okay, DM. I actually have a genuine question. Where is she? Where are they keeping Jerry while riding these Aurochs?
No.
Jerry's just been staying right beside you guys.
Oh, okay. He's just
Jerry's
been
walking next to me then? Because I'm not on an orc. I've been walking this
No,
whole time.
so the Jerry would have been staying beside Talus, who is on an Auroch.
the dog.
Okay.
There was a meme that I saw that was like, "Why would you name your dog Jerry?" And I
As
was
you,
like, wow.
as you are, it's at this point, Diar. You feel something, a sharp pain right in your calf. Your left calf. You feel, as you've been focusing on this, it's almost like as if you felt like as if something like your muscles either clenching or something, as it feels super tight.
Charlie horse. You need some potassium.
It's a kind of pain you cannot ignore. It hurts. It hurts that bad.
He's gonna look at his leg.
As you look down, you
something.
see what appears to be the mouth of Jerry.
Oh.
And you see Tal's just about 5 feet away from him, just be like, I think Jerry's trying to tell you it's time to go. It lets go, and it just barks. That robotic bark.
Diar's actually going to literally look at Jerry. Half tempted to kick it,
Don't you dare.
but
Dare kick Jerry.
instead he kicks away the Naginata
Okay.
away from the Oni, and under his breath is saying, "You don't deserve a weapon."
Okay.
Observant? What?
Yeah. And Tal's just like, okay, great. I'm glad we established that he doesn't deserve a big shiny thing. So, let's get going.
Yes. Please.
Please.
Mm-hmm.
Diar goes to the Auroch.
Okay.
I mean, he's not gonna look happy, but he's gonna go.
Join the club.
Delan just kind of like rides up next to Diar as he gets on his rock and just kind of leans over. Are you alright, laddie?
Silence.
Okay, good talk. And then he just rides off.
A lovely talk with a good friend.
Yeah.
Glad we got that cleared up. Cool.
He's always been kind of quiet, though.
Yeah, but at least he would respond to Lydia.
Yeah, that's
Mm.
the not responding to Lydia and the mood swing suddenly just now. It's kind of like that's the part that's got Dalan kind of just like, is he okay?
We can put a pin on that and figure that shit out later.
There's already like 3 pins in it, Gale.
I think there's like 5 pins in the board at this point.
One more and we get a free cup of sake.
Yay!
I have a bottle of the Emperor's sake in my bag. If you wanted some, you could have just asked.
It's an expression.
Oh, I know. But sometimes alcohol just makes things better.
Yes, it does.
I think it's a little too early for alcohol. But anyway,
Is
let's-
this what used to sound like?
DM, are we moving?
Yes, as you are moving
Yeah,
along,
talking.
Is this what I used to sound like? Jesus.
Delan turns to Gale. Delan turns to Gale. What did I tell you back when we were on the boat? Are you awake? Yes? Then it's never too early to drink.
We've
Gale's
had
got
breakfast
the
and
snow.
brunch.
Delan.
So, as you're all continuing onward, it's gonna be a little bit of time before you reach that town, and especially since with that conflict that just happened, the overcast ends, but just like as if a gray curtain parting each way, you see for a brief moment the sun setting.
And we're not close to the town?
It's gonna take you. Umiko did say it was going to take about like a day.
Please.
Okay,
Probably
that-
We might
because-
have made it if we didn't get ambushed.
Okay, Daphne, did you want to do your thing?
Yes.
Do your thing, girl.
Okay.
Do your
okay.
thing.
All right. 1 second. I have to get my things together. And Daphne starts digging through her spell component pouch. And she brings out a miniature portal carved from ivory, a small polished marble, and a tiny silver spoon. And she puts this tiny portal in the center of a circle and puts the marble in the spoon. And she's like, okay, give me a minute. And then she starts to use the words. And then as soon as the minute passes, a door of light appears in front of her. And she's just like, come on in. And she walks through the door and seems to disappear.
What the?
Are we leaving our Aurochses outside?
Are we leaving our Oryx?
What just happened? Did she just pull a door out of nowhere?
Freaking magic.
I know, I can do freaking magic.
Dealing gets off his Auroch and walks over to the door, slowly opens it, and just kind of leans his head in.
And what do they see, Daphne?
Okay. When Delan leans his head in, all the snow is gone. And it looks very similar to some of the architecture they saw in the Confederacy. It is a comfortable temperature. There are ghostly like servants waiting by the door. And Daphne's just standing there, very giddy, very excited it worked. And she says to him, welcome to Mordecai's magnificent mansion.
Ah, nice.
Oh, very nice. And is the door big enough for the Auroch to come in, or do we leave them out in the snow?
A larger creature can go in.
It is 5 feet wide and 10 feet tall.
Oh, that's right, yeah. So I wouldn't be able to.
I'm just
Okay.
like, I don't want to come outside and have our animals slaughtered.
I'll
That'd be
stay
awkward.
outside with the animals.
No, you are not. You are coming inside, dear.
They'll be fine.
No arguments.
Daphne leans her head out. Are you coming or not? Because
No.
literally it's in her head.
Delan
Yes, you're coming.
comes in.
And she and Talus then grabs you, youth, by the tail and starts pulling you in.
What kind of discrimination is this, you freaking
How is this discrimination? I am just pulling you in. And she they leap.
knife ear?
And then you just hear
Gale's
the
gonna
bark
get-
from Jerry as he follows in.
Gale's gonna get off his Auroch and go in.
I guess Lydia will jump off, and as she's walking, like, dear, you're coming inside. That's an order.
Oh!
Oh,
Go
she got
inside.
you!
Listen to your princess!
Shit. When Umiko goes by the door, she's gonna do a thing where like you stand at the doorway and like put her arm in to see like if it comes out the other side. You know, like just trying to figure out like what is
It
this?
does not. It does. And there's a noticeable temperature difference between your body and the arm that's through the door.
Fucking magic bullshit. She just goes in.
Okay. And I was
Delan
like,
just goes and finds a nice seat and just like puts his feet up, and it's just like, yes.
so.
They
Gale's
live in
gonna
the
do the
cave
same
right now.
thing.
Yep. All right. So it's as you all enter, and you see this place that reminds you a little bit of the the Confederacy, just like in the architectural designs, and finding not only the ghost servants that seem to be as if they were dressed up as servants from that from that culture, but you also see some of the artwork and architecture that seem to give off this emphasis of the beauty that the islands in which it holds.
Actually, speaking of artwork, Daphne, who's still in the main hallway, is actually looking at a portrait of a man who appears to be... There's actually two portraits. It appears to be of the same man. One from when he was around his mid-20s. The other, much later in life. Has a scar along his eye, dark hair, and the beard, and human. And she's just looking at it rather fondly.
Gale's gonna go over to Daphne and look at the portrait as well. Who's this?
That is Demetrius Nightshade.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, that's right. You don't know who that
Tals is just looking like, what is it? Is it someone important? I have no idea.
It's her. It's her late
Daphne's
husband.
a widow. Yeah, Daphne's a widow.
Oh,
Lydia.
you just see for a
Lydia.
moment, Talis is just like,
Yeah.
like as if she just said the worst thing possible. Just like,
It's dear. He passed away a long time ago.
Youth hits her with her tail. Just smacks her with it.
This, she points to the portrait that he appears to be maybe 25, maybe at most 27, is when I first met him. And this, she points to the one of him much later in life, possibly late 70s, early 80s. Was a portrait of him a year before he passed.
Oh.
She's just smiling at them fondly.
I'm sure he'd be proud of you. And Gale places a hand on Daphne's shoulder.
Oh, I'm sure. I don't know how he would feel about this though, because he was very similar to Umiko and not caring for magic, mostly because he had to go through some very intense magical healing therapy when he was younger due to a and she's actually kind of hesitant to bring this up, a reckless action when he was younger. He how do I put this gently without desecrating his honor? He was similar to Black Wolf and went into fights he shouldn't have, and he went against someone who had a warhammer, and he came out of that fight with a broken pelvis.
Oh.
Oh.
Youth leans over to Talis. She's like, she likes the crazy types.
Oh.
she's just quiet, and Talis is just quiet, just staring, just like, oh.
Dayla looks around really quick. Are there any drinks available? Like, is there anything, water, anything?
If you want something, just ask one of the servants.
He turns to one of the servants. Water, please.
And the servant goes and comes back a few moments later with like a jar of water. Because literally, the mansion can give you anything you want food-wise or drink-wise.
So Delan takes the drink, takes the jar, turns to the picture, it's just like, here's to you, you crazy bastard. Drinks.
Wait. Daphne, did you say anything food or drink-wise?
Yes.
I can have a cup of coffee?
A servant literally comes up upon hearing it. It has like a big cup of coffee.
Lydia's legit grandma mode, just gonna grab the cup, like, we're good, and just like go sit in like a corner, just like, we're good. This is fine. It has coffee.
You
That's all
know?
need.
Reminds me of someone.
I
But-
thought, never mind.
Ooh.
I was told he mellowed out a lot more after that. But yeah, he had to go through 6 weeks of intense therapy so he could walk again. But
Ouchies.
yeah, let's just say us not having children was not through lack of trying.
Oh.
Well, now you can Well, now you have Paul.
I saw what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say, Gale.
I'm not even gonna roll. Daphne instantly, like, full Eladrin spring mode, just Daphne's everywhere. And one of the smaller maids just comes by and starts sweeping the way off the floor.
So
Gale's
where's
just
the artwork of
giggling.
Thal? Where's the artwork of Thal in this place?
I was gonna say.
Daphne?
Who's Thal?
Oh, what's his
Her
story?
Her boyfriend.
Actually, Gale wants to look around the paintings. Is there a painting of Night of Dreams?
I imagine there would be one, because that is a historical figure, and there are a lot of historical figures here. Although they're mainly
Basically,
of
with your mansion, you get to decide how it looks and aesthetics and everything. So, you decide. This is. I am not going to influence this.
All right, so I don't imagine there would be a portrait of Night of Dreams. There are several portraits of Tabaxi that look very similar to Leviathan, most likely his ancestors. And actually, there is a family portrait of Lydia, Asarath, Tareth, and all of the Pale Hands together.
Oh.
And there's actually another one of, like, the whole Dumb Luck Club, including Black Wolf and Diar, that's in, like, the dining room. And it's, like, over a fireplace.
Gale's gonna go to that one and just look at that portrait and ask one of the servants, "Can I have some hot chocolate, please?"
They come by and bring some hot chocolate.
So Delan goes over to the other portrait of the Dumb Luck Club with everybody and sees the picture of Black Wolf, having never seen Black Wolf before, and goes, "Who's that ugly fucker?"
Oh no!
Gale's going to use his tail and whip Delan.
Oh, what's that for?
That would be
That is Black Wolf, the one who we lost.
Yes, you crazy bastard.
Oh my god.
Youth, you would notice Talents seems to be thinking for one. It's like, I wonder. And then looks to one of the servants. Can you get me a whole rotisserie chicken and the best wine you have?
The servant would bring, like, one servant brings the whole rotisserie chicken. The other one brings, like, possibly one of the most expensive wines from the Confederacy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I imagine if Daphne's probably tasted all the wines that have been, like, distilled over the years, so she probably has, like, her favorite one, which is probably one of the more expensive ones, like, from the king's personal distillery.
Okay.
She's gonna look at Talus with, like, a brow raised in judgment, and she's like, "You were saying something reminded you of someone else earlier?"
Oh, who was that? Oh yeah, there was someone that I knew, who had this kind of obsession with sweet things.
I see.
It was actually someone that I was hoping to learn under, but someone else beat me to it.
Who?
It was this one who was a professor. He was a great inventor.
I feel like I know this way. My pain. I'm in Spain, but the S is silent.
Welcome to the crossover.
Youth just gives a small nod, like, oh, I see.
Yeah. Though I heard he also might have had a strange obsession with caviar.
Jackie's gonna have an aneurysm over there.
I don't know whether to be happy or, like, beyond pissed off. So Yus just kind of nods along with it. But she actually, when she heard Dalen's comment on Black Wolf, her eyes are narrowed and she's staring at him the entire time.
Daphne's just thankful the conversation is off her now and calms down enough to return back to her fall form.
Youth just looks at Daphne and then looks around the place and she's like, if you excuse me, I'm gonna look for the portraits of Saul. And then she sprints down the hall.
There's a Pale Hands portrait with all in it.
No!
But are you looking for a solo one?
She means singular.
It's probably in Daphne's room. It's fine.
If Elusive does like run around the whole mansion, and it's quite big because there's enough rooms for each person to have their own individual room that
fast.
Daphne personalized with each of them in mind, she would find a portrait of Thal on her nightstand in her bedroom.
DM.
Yes.
Seeing this portrait,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pull out my ink.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna draw I'm gonna just dip my finger in it and draw like a little heart next to it, and it says it just says husband, and it has like a ton of D's at the end of it.
Okay.
And she draws a ring on the ring finger. Then she leaves the room and goes back to wherever they are. Makes her way back.
Gale's gonna go to whatever room he is apparently made for him, and
Okay.
would. Yes.
So Gale's room has a very nautical theme since he was a sailor. There is some instruments in it, and on his bedside table is a portrait of Delmara. In the outfit she wore on their dates.
Are we just
Gale
gonna
just
go
said-
around the table of Daphne describing all of our rooms at this point?
I mean, that's kind of what the spell is.
Yeah.
Right?
It is.
Go looking for his room.
Ditto.
Okay, so Dalen's room is very similar. Has a lot more instruments in it. There is a portrait of his crew on one wall from when Daphne believes will happier times with an alive Jonesy.
Well, Jonesy.
On his bedside table are two portraits. One of Redalia in the outfit she wore when she met him, and one that's kind of like a pinup model.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god. Harold's
He's
done.
not coming out until tomorrow morning.
Harold, you gave her free range. You just said
You
she could do
did.
what she wanted.
I know. This is the consequences of my actions.
I will put in my book. I will see you guys in the morning.
Okay.
Where if I
Lydia's
hear any
room-
strange noises from your room, Daylin, I swear.
Oh, all rooms are soundproof. All rooms are soundproof. She knows why.
Oh God.
God.
Well,
Okay,
in case people
good.
bring their husbands or significant others, Lydia's room actually isn't done in the Confederate style. It is actually styled a bit more like Azuria, from what she remembers from her times there. And it's styled in a way that not a young princess, but a princess her age would have. But a bit more homely. There's a small garden of different plants on one side. And there is a portrait of Asarath and Tereth on her bedside table.
Oh.
Meanwhile, everyone's exploring their rooms. Taz is just staring, looking at Diar and just says, while a mouthful of chicken, holds up a leg that's partially eaten, just like, you want some? You're lost. Continues eating.
Tell us, I thought you learned mannerisms.
I thought you were still part of nobility.
Her face drops at that. Not even a hint of a smile at that comment.
I win. Takes another bite.
Yeah, with a low blow. And she looks away, like, actually
You're the
upset.
master. Yeah, the muffled. You just hear her say, "You're the master of low blows."
Okay, and?
Don't look at me. I'm still eating. And just continues taking a bite from the leg again.
Stop talking with her mouth full, and she slaps her hard on the back.
Just
Got it. Umiko's just gonna go up to Diar, actually, like, just stand next to him as this is just happening.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll just kind of whisper him, is this part of your whole tunnel vision rage thing? Like, you good? Do you need help? Are you just saying that to get me to go away? Insight check?
Insight check. Go ahead.
If you need to hit things, there is a training room in the basement.
I thought you were gonna say rage cage, and I almost got real excited.
27.
Holy crap, dude.
She is insightful.
Yeah.
He doesn't need help, but he is just extremely like emotional.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not lying when he says he doesn't need help.
You want to go punch some shit?
There's also stuff you can break downstairs.
Rage cage.
Youth looks at Diar with a curious look, and she says, is this still about the whole thing involving my family?
Are we playing Pictionary?
Yes, we are.
Charades.
You know what? She looks at Diar. No matter the height difference, she's looking up at him with a glare and crossing her arms over her chest, and she's like, you know, maybe, just maybe, we could work together better if you actually were open about these things. I can't tell what's the problem if you just keep giving me death stares.
Deer is going to turn away real quickly and walk away.
Are you gonna go find your...
Yes, actually, because he definitely needs practice.
As this happens, Umiko, you just hear from Talus as she's sitting at the table, still eating the chicken, saying, he runs away from his problems like I try to run away from my homework.
He runs away from his problems like I ran away from the area, like, and she's just like,
I don't think it's him running away. He kind of has a problem with tunnel vision.
Diar's room has a forge in it.
Mm-hmm. That's a forge, okay.
It's slightly his room's slightly larger to accommodate the forge, so he doesn't burn the bed, which is a very simple. His room's also kind of done in Azurian style, but he has a futon because Daphne's never seen him actually properly sleep in a bed, so she's assuming he doesn't like beds.
He's just like a cow, just sleeping, standing up.
Pretty much. So
He just has a pull-out bed.
There's basically a Japanese futon, but with like a really, really fluffy pillow on it. And there's a forge, and there's like basically mannequins used to like hold pieces of armor on it. And there's a lot of like, there's shelves to put like stuff on if you so need it, although we can't leave anything in because it just gets spewed out. Unless you make it here.
Mm-hmm. So, I'm assuming everyone is going to their rooms now? Or...
Yeah, I guess so. Or unless, are we supposed to plan something before we leave?
It's up to you guys. I'm just trying to figure out on the DM side.
The spell lasts for 24 hours, and once the door is closed, the door is invisible, so no one can see it.
Okay.
No one knows it's there. We're just in a pocket dimension. We can't be scryed on.
Was the door closed behind us?
Yeah.
I imagine when everyone came through, Daphne would have like closed the door.
Yeah.
If not, one of the servants would have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Youth isn't gonna go to her room yet. She's just kind of sitting out, looking around the place.
You would find a library, like a large library that seems to have a lot of the books in the restricted section of the Confederacy, from what Daphne read. A training room, a kitchen, a small, what looks like an indoor greenhouse. Basically a lot of comforts of home.
I see.
A very large closet with lots of clothes. Like,
gosh.
basically
The walk-in.
a size walk-in closet.
Oh gosh.
Bless you.
What of the rest of you?
Thank you.
I'd imagine after like a quick bath to clean up the aftermath of that battle and getting into more like casual clothes, Lydia's probably gonna go find Diar.
Okay. So you would find him in his room.
I will knock on his door politely and see if he answers.
Each room has a door plate saying whose room it belongs to.
He actually doesn't reply.
I will knock again.
You will again not reply. Especially not knowing who it is.
Is the door locked?
Good question. Is the door locked?
Did it have a lock? That's the actual question I need.
All doors have a lock in case they want privacy for whatever reason someone would need privacy for.
Then it's
Locks
locked.
don't matter.
Locks
Then
don't
it's
matter.
locked.
I will pull up my thieves' tool and lockpick.
Exactly. Locks don't matter.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check.
Locks don't matter, but a lot of the
Guide
party
it.
and others have thieves' tools.
Oh no. I'm rusty on my roguey stuff.
You
11.
you roll so as you're trying to lockpick. Diar, you start to hear a little bit of clink and clank as metal meeting against metal as she's trying to stealthily try to lockpick your door. Takes you about 5-10 minutes uninterrupted, Lydia, before you finally are successful.
Several ghostly servants are just standing there watching her waiting to see if she needs to be delivered anything as she's doing this. One of them's like patting her forehead with like a sponge like the doctors do.
Like she's asking for the tools for them like a surgeon. Is that what's happening?
They're distracting me. That's why I rolled low. Okay, that's why it took so long.
Herald's getting fuzzy.
Oh,
You're out of focus there, my friend.
there we go.
Hearing the last tumbler click into place, Lydia's just gonna slowly push the door open in case Diar is doing something unmentionable in his room.
Yeah.
But it's like, knock, knock.
I just picture like that meme from TikTok. Ding dong.
Yes.
Deer's going to pretend to be asleep on the futon.
Give me a deception check.
If I can find the word. Okay, and I have advantage on deception checks because of my cloud rune.
Didn't you already use that this day?
It's a passive one.
Oh. Well,
13.
You didn't beat my passive insight, so
You've dealt with Tareth enough to know when someone is actually sleeping or not.
it's all in the breathing. Just gonna walk over to the foot of the futon and just like grab the edge of the blanket and like whip it back.
Oh,
I know you're faking. I have a son. You good? No. Scoot
No,
over. Like Lydia's
not
just gonna
okay. I'm not okay.
scoot over, and Lydia's just gonna like plop herself down on the edge of the futon and be like, "What's the matter?"
All I could see was their faces. The people
Your
in
old-
the snow. I only saw my old party. Every single last one of them. I couldn't save them because of my reckless actions. I couldn't. It's all my fault.
And sometimes life hands you a lesson. Real life hands you real lessons. And in the past, you might have been reckless, but you've learned from that and you've grown from that. And I'm sure your old party's watching you, and they're proud of you because of your actions out there. All of us are fine. I'm fine. I healed myself up. We're fine, and we're gonna continue on. I know trauma's a bitch, and grief takes time. But you are okay. You got a second chance. Just don't bottle it up. We're here for you. All of us. Even Youth. She may not like to admit it, but she's still traveling with us, and she keeps coming back.
I'm sorry.
For what?
I'm just not okay right now.
How can I help? Unfortunately, magic really doesn't cure emotional pain.
Sadly, there's not much you can do.
Do you want to stay in my room tonight so you're not alone?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Grab your shit. We're having a sleepover, buddy.
All right.
Azurian sleepover.
All right. So,
Azurians only.
as this is happening, so I'm assuming everyone is going to bed then at some point, or
Youth is, yeah, she's gonna go to her room.
okay.
Youth's room is a bit more inspired with the Kin clan, so it's kind of more traditional with like Basically, it looks just like the guest rooms from the Kin Palace. There's a little station for her for like writing if she wants to do any writing, and there's a small shelf for her to put up her mask and her cloak if she wants to.
Mm-hmm. She's gonna she'll do her prayers to the Lord of Twilight for the night and do her sacrifice.
Okay. Go ahead and add your piety points for that.
Okay.
And
I need to pull up my
you got something, Dalan, or
let's see, piety.
okay.
While he's looking at that,
Yeah.
Umako's room is also very traditional. Kind of bit more like what you would see in a monastery, and there is portraits of Krulid and baby Akir, and I almost want to say she also has like of Akir Senior from when he was alive as well, and they're all like on her nightstand.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Before bed, well, Gale's in his room, but Gale's going to be sitting on his bed with the orb, trying to meditate
Okay.
to contact Sapphira.
Okay.
Even with Diar and Lydia's room, she's gonna shoot off a quick message to Astraf, just let him know that they're camping and safe.
Okay.
And
Oh no.
oh, we're in another dimension, aren't we?
You're gonna want to go outside for that? Real quick, there's a 5% chance it won't work.
Well, she's already doing the sending, so
Already
unfortunately.
did it.
Yeah.
So there's.
I'm rolling it.
awful
Don't
chance.
worry. I'm rolling it.
It's
Okay.
just 5%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just quick Lord of Twilight prayer shenanigans.
Okay.
And then focus on Dear.
Okay. And Dalan, you're just staying in your room, yeah?
Yep. Delan is going to do one quick prayer to Lightbearer before he heads off for the night. But that's pretty much gonna be it for him.
As you do so. Yes, Sumiko?
I was just gonna say real fast that in Imiko's room, she'd do a prayer to the Golden Prince,
Mm-hmm.
but before bed, she would take Uzin's body out of her bag and start like cleaning it up and making it look presentable
Okay.
before like putting it back in her bag of holding.
Mm-hmm. And Dalan, as you're taking your time relaxing and admiring the room, and as your eyes drawn to the image of Redalia, the pinup version, you suddenly hear a voice from behind you. Oh, so that's the one that you're fancying.
Galen's gonna stand up and whip around, turning towards the voice.
As you turn towards the voice, you see sitting in the chair with one of the books in the room. You see the prophet.
Oh, nice to meet you here.
Are you quite all right?
Just a little surprised to see you.
Catching you lustfully looking at a woman?
Yes. I'm not gonna pretend you didn't see that.
Good. Because you know that lying is never a good thing.
No.
just gives you a look that very much similar to that of a parent that just caught that caught the hand in the cookie jar sort of situation.
So, to what do I owe the pleasure?
Well, decided to at least check up on you and see how you are faring, especially after what has happened recently.
Doing better, honestly. I'm a little concerned about this, one of the individuals that my group is associated with might possibly be the leader of this Golden Syndicate. I've been dealing with that a little bit as to how to approach that. There's a part of me that wants to lean back into my old pirate ways, if you understand. The other part just wants to understand why.
Well, he closes the book carefully, ensuring that each of the pages are not harmed in any sort of way. Carefully smoothing it before closing it completely. That is something that gonna take time to build trust. Time, something in which that seems to be against you and your friends.
So we have bigger things to deal with, so this may be something that I have to sort out after all of this is over. Assuming I'm still alive. But if I get the chance, it is that I had been given the chance, I would have made the gentleman who caused all of the things that happened with my boat have to deal with a little bit of pirate justice. Nowadays, especially since joining this lot and honestly meeting you, not sure if that's the right way anymore.
Let me ask. This pirate justice, which seems to be that of vengeance from what you're telling me,
Aye.
would this bring you fulfillment?
There was a time I would have said yes. And now, given all the things that I genuinely look forward to after this, after all of this is handled, there's part of me that wonders what would it solve. Dealing with him in a more diplomatic way would bring him to justice, actual justice. And doing it my way, the old way, would give me some measure of temporary satisfaction, but it wouldn't bring my crew back.
let me ask, with the stories that you've read, ones that talk about paths of vengeance, do they ever not only achieve their vengeance, but then in the end show in those tales what they do afterwards at the end of the story?
Ollie.
He slowly stands up from the seat. Because fulfillment in that vengeance is something that might fill you up for a time, but then in the end is going to leave you empty. That's why no one ever writes that. The only times who do are they're seen by their peers as someone who has a moral superiority. But it's not from a moral superiority, but as a fact. That's a harsh reality. There is a time when we're gonna have to reach out with the sword, but other times we have to reach out with the olive branch. That's something, well, we all have to decide which we're going to use and when.
Time I was far more fond of the sword, spending more time away from pirate life. I find myself leaning more towards the branch. It's a very odd feeling. He kind of chuckles.
Yes, well, on the other hand, the one who I considered my father was much more of the olive branch, and some would say he was a radical for that. But when I had seen the world for what it truly is, it's not as simple as black and white. I'll have to reach that judgment at some point. But he then presses the book against your chest, says, I'm going to help you, though. Like I said I would. I may not always agree with the choices you might make, or what you do. As he hints, slightly glancing over, like as in the direction of the image. But I'm still going to help you.
I'm a bit new to all of this in terms of faith and
Oh, trust me, I can tell.
But having spent time literally in hell, I can honestly say that I'm giving it I'm giving it the old nautical try, and as strange as it is to go my whole life not really believing in much beyond my own abilities and the crew, there's a certain strength I find in knowing that there's a strength that supports me and the people that I follow.
And is that you draw from that, from what you're holding on to, you'll find that strength. It may be a bit cloudy right now, but even the clouds part ways at some point, right?
Aye. So, question for you. What do I call you?
Just continue calling me the Prophet, because that's what they know me as.
Aye. Well, Mr. Prophet, I will do my best not to disappoint, though you'll have to forgive me if you catch me gaze becoming a wee bit lustful from time to time.
I know you're not perfect. No one is perfect. But that doesn't mean I'm still going to give you a hard time.
Fair enough.
Well, I'll let you to your dreams. And hopefully, they stay pure. And he lightly hits you on the forehead with the book. And then as that happens, you blink for a moment and you see that as the book falls, it's no longer there. As the book drops and it's open.
He leans down and picks up the book and looks at the page where it's open to.
You see that it's open to, funny enough, your favorite part in this story that you had read growing up. And it is where it is the climactic battle between the main character and the villain. All of which they were fighting over this treasure.
He reads. He looks down and he reads. He's kind of like thumbs through the book, the story a little bit, and he spends a couple minutes reading it. Gets to the end, like just before the last few parts of the battle, and then closes it. Sets the book down. Kind of lifts his hand on it for a moment. This one is written. Mine is not. And just kind of like slides it off to the side for a moment. He smiles at the picture of Redalia. Both of them. And goes to bed still thinking about his conversation with the Prophet, his thoughts leaning more towards what he wants to do when he confronts the guy who is running the Golden Syndicate, if it turns out to be the person. And that he is going to go to bed.
Okay. All right, so everyone can go ahead and do their long rest.
All right.
Yes.
And we'll go ahead and move on to the next day. As you all wake up, you find yourselves in a rather peaceful night's sleep as you're finding yourselves quite refreshed, especially after what had happened. Some people have some muscle aches, but nevertheless, you are fully, you have been restored from your time in here. And if anyone, and as some of you make your way down, you see that you hear the sound of snoring. As you look over at the table and you see Talus fast asleep, and you see that the rotisserie chicken, nothing left but bones.
Well, it seems like
She
Talus had
entered
good
a
night.
food coma.
Did she eat the whole chicken?
Looks like it.
DM, I didn't hear. Was it morning?
Yes.
So Youth walks into the room, and just hearing everyone say those things, she's like, "That's the least of what she's eaten. Actually, I wonder if she's okay."
This girl a bottomless pit?
I mean, doing all that stuff is a lot of physical burnout.
Valid.
She just,
Miko will go over and just start poking Talus. Be like, Talus, you good?
and then she starts
Valid.
joining in on it.
As you start poking her, you just suddenly hear her scream, "Get away from me, you two-headed bird!" As she's flailing around a pepper box in one hand.
Bird?
Two-headed bird.
DM, do I know what she's talking about?
It's Talus.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I can say. It's Talus.
Youth just simply like does a simple disarm on the pepper box.
Okay.
And she's
Daphne
like,
just
no.
sighs. Daphne sighs and looks at the nearest servant and just says, "Prepare breakfast for us, please, if you be so kind." And they go off, and servant after servant just starts putting food out on the table,
Mhm.
like from breakfast food to brunches.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much everything in between. There is the big pot of coffee in the equivalent of a travel-size mug for
Mhm.
Lydia.
This is the best day ever.
Youth passes back the pepper box, and she's like, "Glad to see you're awake."
Pretty much at this point.
She just doesn't say a word and just tucks the weapon away.
Pretty much at this point, Dalan comes in and is looking rather pleased and refreshed.
Morning,
Daph-
Dalan.
Just smirking but not saying anything.
Dalan turns to Gale. Morning, laddie.
How was your night?
It was very good. Very good.
Well, at least yours was very good. Mine was once again unsuccessful. I have no idea if I'm ever even going to hear from Sapphire again.
Aren't
We
you the
went-
guardian now?
Yeah. You're
Aren't
gonna
you-
be the one stuck in the orb now, who has to give advice to the next poor schmuck that gets it.
I'm gonna be in that situation too. Let's not talk about that over breakfast.
Gale looks at his bag of holding. So when I die, my soul's going to go into this thing.
It's likely.
You made another magic deal, man. That's on you.
This is not a magic deal. This is my blood deal.
And your blood is magical, because now it's purple.
Wait, he has purple blood?
He does.
Yes.
Talos
can't
tries
make
reaching
a
out for your arm, and she's holding a small knife, like it's the table knife.
Oh my god.
Gale's going to retract his claws. And his like
Hey, no glass at the table!
You have a knife!
his
This
scales
is different. This is science.
His
DM,
scales will
Yes.
get harder.
Yes.
Youth also brings her claws out. And she's like, "Talus," and she grabs her arm.
Dalan's gonna cast Mage Hand and just like gently take the knife away from Talon.
Okay.
I can't
Yeah,
even say
trying
no
to pull
weapons
his
at
arm
the
back.
table. I can't say no weapons at the table because that's a table knife. That is allowed at the table. You just have to get creative.
See, she understands me.
So if I had a table sword, would that mean it's not a weapon because it's for the table?
A table sword?
Table sword!
A table sword. Yeah, you just pull it out like one of the legs from the table. It's just actually a sheath in disguise.
See,
see
I was
there-
hoping you were gonna say
I
like a saber to cut a wedding cake, but that.
Is she writing this down?
You turn and look at Tal. You see that she's making notes on a napkin.
Daphne just,
Daphne
Daphne just leans
you
over
need to
and
make.
whispers softly, hide it in one of the decorations on the side of the table so that way the whole table doesn't fall down.
She Youth just turns to Talus and she like covers her mouth and she's like, install that in our house, please, if we ever get back there.
Gale's gonna look around. Does he see you and Lydia or Diar?
You're all at the
Yes,
table.
I'm
Oh, we're all
sitting
at the
next
table.
to you.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Gale's gonna look at Diar. Feeling better, buddy? You seemed like you were really quiet since the battle with Yoni.
Dang, and I thought I didn't have subtlety.
I don't know
Gale-
I don't know what
Gale doesn't do subtlety.
I don't know what subtlety is.
There's
Even
a
as-
reason he kept saying
Even
he
as
needs to.
Dalan.
He's
Dalan
as subtle. He's as about as subtle as a ship pancake.
Y'all remember when Gale was quiet? Like the very
Why?
beginning.
It was
Gale was quiet.
no.
He was quiet for like the first month or so when we met him, and then all of a sudden he wouldn't
Yeah.
stop talking.
Wasn't that after Paradox?
It
The
was
first time
after
after Paradox?
Paradox.
Who's Paradox?
This is all Paradox's fault.
God damn it.
And Dalan just turns to. Dalan just kind of turns to Gale and just like it is a complete shock. And he goes, "What the hell happened to you?"
Trauma.
He got the ship. What do you mean? What the hell happened to him?
We've all been knocked overboard once or twice.
Is that how you taught him to swim? Just throw him overboard.
Let's say you live on a pirate ship, you go overboard at least once, either by accident or by pissing off the captain.
And
I
what about
mean,
you,
In
Dalan?
fairness, that's how I taught all the royal members of the family how to swim, was by throwing them into the pond in the garden.
Why do so Dalan just kind of holds up his collar and goes, "Why do you think I have this?" And, the cloak of manta ray.
Gale's going to take a cup, which I assume is hot chocolate or tea or something, and just sip it.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at my star map for my cosmic omen. for the
Okay,
day.
go ahead and do your cosmic omen. Yes, Umiko?
I have been able to get a mirror to check if the orange in my hair has gone. Is more
mirror.
now.
A mirror would have been provided by one of the servants if he would have asked.
I
There
don't
it
like
appears
that
to
you're
not
rolling.
have grown. The orange in your hair hasn't appeared to have spread any further right now.
Okay.
Does this count as being in the mountains because we're in another dimension, technically in the mansion?
Well,
Does
it's just
magic
like
not
if it had
affect that?
changed at all, because she doesn't dye it. You guys have never seen her dye her hair orange. It's just like that. Oh, Talus.
Hmm?
Can I see that letter from the syndicate again?
Oh, yeah, sure. And hands it over to you.
Can I compare that to the letter that Karatok wrote me, or the list?
Okay, I'll let you choose either insight or investigation.
Insight investigation. Insight.
Guidance.
Oh,
I think I have things. I'm not taking that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll that.
Monumiko.
Go.
Oh,
Yay.
Okay, very good. So, as you are taking a look at this, you notice a few things that catch your attention between the two of them. You notice that, pulling this up from, let's give me a second, okay.
This is your serious music. I don't like this.
not
So,
serious music.
The serious music.
Serious music. At
So-
least it's not the Kenoto theme.
Oh god.
It's all Kenoto. Everything is Kenoto.
Kenoto.
It's like Ohio meme. Everything is Ohio. So you start to compare between them, and you noticed a few things right off the bat. One of which is that is the most obvious to you is that compared to the one Kata talks versus the one that Talus had, you remember seeing. So you remember seeing that it was used with that he wrote his message, his list
Right
with
hand,
with his
right?
Yeah, he did use his right hand.
Yeah.
But you see that the letters and the writing itself is wider, like as in width, and you see that this one appears to be the one that Talus has appears to be thinner. In fact, because of your experience and background, this one looks like the one Talus is holding as if it was written with a quill.
Well.
Wow. You also notice that the one that Talus has seems to have a slight smudge on some of the letters.
It was written with like their left hand.
Possibly.
Okay. Yeah, she'll just kind of like show the party like these aren't the same people.
So it's not car talk.
Not from what I can tell, because I had him write this for me right before we left.
With Daphne's experience of having to deal with many letters and writing many letters, can she see the smudges as well?
It's not like with your passive perception you would be able to see it because like it's like faint along the edges.
I mean, Imako could explain like what she sees, like the smudges and that it's a quill versus the brush that Kartok used. Like she could explain all that.
I look at Umako and Youth being the native members of this land. Are quills used often here? Because I've only ever seen them use brushes.
They only. It's mostly from what I've seen being around here. Quills are typically what foreigners would use, and that brushes are what the natives would use. If that's what I'm thinking. DM, could I make an intelligence check to see if I know this for a fact? Because I'm pretty sure I'm right, but I just want to be sure.
Sure. Go ahead.
Umako, didn't you get like a letter at one point from that bird friend you spent the night with a long time
22.
ago? I'm sorry, I just remember Umako getting letters at one point that weren't addressed to anyone. Could we compare that?
Yeah, I can. First off, not from the bird friend, since all my other shit's out in the open. Those were from my contact, and the bird was just the love thing was just a cover for you guys to not ask questions.
So you did sleep with him?
No.
She's not pregnant.
There's nothing.
What the
You can sleep with someone and not get pregnant, Youth. I'm not having this
Why are
conversation.
we having this conversation in the first place? Why? Like Talus is just saying as she's holding a chocolate eclair.
DM, I will save us from this. I rolled a 22.
22. Okay. So you do remember that that it's mostly used in the Draconian Empire. You had seen people using quills, while over here it's been mostly brushes.
Yeah, okay. So she was right on that. She'll just specify, she just says, well, from where I am, they use a lot of quills. I'm not sure about other places if they use dip pens or not.
Daphne slowly looks at Talus. How sure are you heard the name Kara talk?
Well, thing is that I heard it from As she glances over at Youth. Heard it from your fiance.
Stop.
It's not Reg, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
I did tell you he's here, right?
I didn't hear that he's here, no. I only heard that it was other people. Talus?
Oh. Well, surprise!
And she, like, buries her face into her hands, just groaning.
You can't catch up with us.
I mean, DM would... I'm pretty sure he could catch up. I'm pretty sure he could with what he may have in store.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yes, you know! she looks at Daphne, like, just between her fingers, and she's like, I mean, it's possible that he could.
Do you think that could be a ruse and Snotreg might be the leader of the Golden Syndicate? Or...
Well, I imagine Talus would... Talus, have you ever received letters from him?
No, because because the only time there might have been a letter or two was, as far as I know, was one that Camellia showed me, and well, and that was only because. But that was only because of the fact that they were engaged, or at least arranged. So
Youth has a big brain idea. Okay. DM.
Yes.
With the experience of using diplomat's pouches, would I know if messages could be tracked down from where they were sent?
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay. Arcana. And boop. Ah, that's a 2. I'm using a reroll.
She does that. Delan leans over to Daphne.
Nat 20.
Okay.
Oh, where is? Definitely. Delan leans over to Daphne. Oh, by the way, did I get anything?
Oh! Daphne opens up the diplomat's pouch to check the Daily Mail.
As you try to open and look, Youth, first things first. Because you know that, for certain that it cannot be... The only way it could really be tracked is if there was something on the letter itself. Because it's really hard to tell if it's going to be like... Because it's kind of like sending an email. You can't actually track the where it goes, but you can track the message itself in a way, if that makes sense.
Okay,
but,
so in short, they can't track down where you are from it.
Yeah, but
okay.
In regards to you, Daphne. Let's see. Let me roll this real quick.
Rolling.
Okay. So, you do see a letter, though it doesn't have a name on it, but it has that seal, that black seal.
That's for Umiko then, right?
Isn't Black Seal also Zareth?
Oh!
Because you're thinking about how that was like death or something?
Right, okay! Daphne's confused for a second, and then she opens it and reads the first line to see if it's for her.
You see that it says the following. My apologies for this sudden message, but just wanted to make you aware that your letters had been received, but do keep in mind that these are also looked over by my companions.
Oh no.
So do be careful in what you send. Especially because I do not want Ashilla to start rumors. She already has a reason to with you all. And then it ends with saying, rest assured, they all send their regards to each of their interests.
Daphne's gonna look at One second.
Mm-hmm.
The topic of the Golden Syndicate, they are everywhere. Might have met one, and might have a lead on that ring that might be more powerful than the relics.
Oh,
Really?
I have things on that.
Daphne's gonna look at
Oh yeah.
Daphne's gonna look at Gale and Delan. You guys didn't write anything saucy in those messages, did you?
No. Not that I know.
No. Dalan took a moment to think about that. Like, wait, did I? No. Wait. No.
Okay. So fun fact, a fact that I kind of forgot. All messages sent to any member of the Confederacy, at least the inner core of the Confederacy, is carefully looked over by the Master of Whispers and his group.
So Wilted Rose?
Yep, the Wilted Rose basically reads all our mail that we send to any member of the Confederacy.
Well, it's a good thing I now have this. Gale holds up
lovely.
his Book of Shadows, the Sending, which, by the way, is there a message?
Note to self, you sending from now on.
You hear the faintest of chuckles, Delan.
They send their regards, but can't send a message at this point.
So Delmara and Redalia send their regards?
Daphne just shows them the bottom of the message. From Sarah.
So that's a yes. Okay.
That's yes. Bless you.
But yeah,
That's you.
Golden Syndicate, Diar and I met someone, and they gave us a lead on that ring.
Oh?
Do you remember the Blue Lantern? The, owl shopkeep guy with the glasses?
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have politely asked him for information on the black market and showed him the ring. And, that's why I was asking to come back down through the Cray, because apparently there is someone known as, the Golden Demon or Borith that, might be able to give us information. And yeah, no, the shopkeeper is part of the Golden Syndicate. I asked him for his name, and he was like, it might be best you don't know. And he pulled out a necklace with the weighted scales on it.
God damn it.
So now, we have a contact with the Golden Syndicate in the black market. And a lead on the ring, maybe.
Can we put a pin in on that and deal with this Oni tribe stuff?
Yeah, that's why I said on the way back, but I figured I'd make you guys aware so I'm not just being totally sketchy about wanting to go to this one specific town. Yes, Umiko, I see your face.
She's just oh, God damn it.
They're
First off,
everywhere.
Does she know the Golden Demon? Does she know what that is?
Give me, for this.
I'd imagine history.
Yeah, I'm gonna say history at advantage.
He stands
Okay.
out amongst a pile of gold.
16. So the Golden Demon is someone you have heard of before. You've never met this individual personally, but he is basically from what you know, he is one of the most influential members of the Golden Syndicate. And
Okay.
so
Sorry.
he is basically, and one of the things that you do know besides this, and just equivalent in his power and everything, think of similar to, for you Star Wars nerds, Jabba the
no.
Hutt level of power. And
Oh my god!
Lydia, you want us to go meet with the Golden Demon?
I mean, he might have the ring, or at least a lead on the ring.
That man they could probably eat us alive.
So you don't want the ring?
I mean,
That might be
feeling
the
just
only way we could. that might
I
be
was
the only
just
way.
super polite, and I got the information. I just said please.
Okay.
Would Galen have heard of the Golden Demon?
You probably would have heard the name in passing, but you don't know much about this person. As this is not really from your from the continent, from the country you're from.
Galen
Yeah.
turns to Umiko and, with this Golden Demon person, would you be able to give us some clarification as to who's actually running the syndicate?
Probably if he doesn't kill us on sight first.
Why would you
Given
kill
a
us in-
phrase, I was given a code phrase because apparently he's looks like a beggar begging for herbs, and I was given a little phrase to tell him for him to take us to, I don't know, like the underground or something.
Oh,
Okay. And we want to jump into that next, maybe.
I mean, if it's for the ring, if it's more powerful than the relics, and it breaks the
Yes,
cycle with the percent
but-
emperor.
I have info on the ring too recently.
oh,
There's
Oh.
no public or private records of where it's kept, but it's speculated that it's passed down throughout the Emperor's families. So, most likely, the Emperor does have it but keeps it a secret. And it's supposed to be strong enough to destroy the Fallen once and for all.
Right. Okay.
Um,
So do we want? I don't want to even talk about this through ascending to the emperor.
maybe we should wait until we're outside of here to do ascending.
Well, yes, but all I'm thinking of, if it is passed down to the emperor's line, do we just want to go straight back to Tavok, or do we want to swing by the Cray? But apparently the Golden Demon is a little bit of a big deal that I might have got a little too deep in, maybe.
I mean, if it can help us clear out the rest of us of who's in charge of the syndicate, maybe, but it's complicated. It's very complicated down there.
It's worth it.
Gale,
yes.
you said something about the letters possibly being written by Snotrag.
You think it's possible, or someone from
Could be.
Snotrag's family? Because we've now cursed out Karatak. So now, and the letter that Talus has, compared to the one that to restart that, to the one that you have, Umiko, they're not the same people then.
What I could do is possibly bait out a message from him.
Yes, do that.
It's gonna take some serious crap talking on him, though.
Natalis raises her hand as she says, didn't I hear at some point you all said that you had some way of spying on people?
We have to know the person, though.
They don't know him, and I can't do that.
I'm not saying just for him, but also, don't we have other people we're suspicious of?
Are you saying Karatak?
That's one. But there are
Whoever's-
others, yeah.
Youth just puts her hands down on the table, and she's like, "Whoever has scrying here, I'm blaming you for not thinking about it."
I suggested scrying on Karatak, 2 days
Okay, then
ago?
she's the smart one. You do
Thank
it.
you. There's a chance, it's only a 10-minute window, there's a chance we're not gonna even get anything.
Can't we do it on the go?
I mean, if someone else drives the Orok, because I won't be able to see. Why ride
Points-
on back with someone else?
Points to Diar. Gale points to Diar. Diar, you let Lydia ride on the back of your aura with you, so and when she's crying, that way she's not blind.
Diar has to be on an orc by himself because of how big he is.
Yep.
Oh.
I can also
What
just guide it because I'm walking next to the Aurochs anyways.
True, I could hand the rings.
Speaking of the
rings.
Aurochs, Gale's gonna go to the entrance of where we entered.
They've
And
all
open
been
it.
slaughtered. They're not there anymore.
Gale's gonna open the door.
As you open the door and poke your head out, you do see the Aurochs there, though they're covered in blankets of snow.
What is the
They're all
plan
huddled
for
around.
today? Is our plan just to try to get to Nakyu, or are we actually trying to get like out of the country to the monastery?
Nakyu is near the
Nakyu?
monastery.
Oh, okay, I didn't know if the
Yeah.
monastery was out of the country or not.
No.
It's like past it a bit in the
It's like in the
mountains.
outskirts kind of thing.
Okay.
I say we go to the Nakyu Monastery. Oni, Cray, Tavar.
One step at a time. Let's at least get to the monastery and try to collect our stuff to figure out what is next, because hopefully I'll be able to contact my brother. And that's another step in the plan.
Okay, let's get going.
That brings up an
Okay.
excellent point. Talus.
Hmm?
Talus, dear. If you suddenly see a figure with a bird mask appear with a bunch of ravens around him, kindly
bow.
don't attack him.
Oh, you have a thing for bird people or something?
No.
It's my brother.
If anything, I wouldn't touch him with a 5-foot pole, but
Oh.
it's Lydia's brother.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Yeah, just get more info before you talk like that, please. That's just weird.
I seriously want to throw him into.
Need I remind you, just a moment ago, you were asking if Umiko did something with someone.
Well, I mean, I saw it with my own 2 eyes. You
Because it
haven't
was an
even-
easy diversion.
Her eyes just went wide as dinner plates as hearing that, like, oh.
Yeah,
It was
Too
just
much
a
information.
simple
Too much
flirt.
information.
It
I don't need to hear any
wasn't
more. La 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 la. As she covers her ears and starts walking out.
Gale walks out
Mhm.
Will
and
you
goes to his
not
Auroch
hurt my
and
brother?
brushes some of the snow off.
Delan starts to walk out, then runs back to his room, grabs the pictures of Redalia and stuffs them in his bag. And then grabs the
Gale would have grabbed the picture of Tamara.
Okay.
I thought they couldn't be brought out.
I think.
Delan doesn't know that. He's gonna try.
They don't know that.
Let me check the spell because I recall something in Critical Role where some things were able to come out.
Yeah, I checked the spell itself. While we've been going on, and objects and furnishings and other objects created by the spell dissipate into smoke if removed from the mansion.
Oh.
Delan's gonna go ahead and grab the 2 pictures of Redalia and then a loot that was kind of like chilling in the corner and starts making his way out.
Mm-hmm.
You guys just don't have
The loot's on his back.
You guys just don't have pictures of your significant others on you already? Lame.
So,
Well, in fairness, I
When
don't-
would we have time for that, Lydia?
I have one. I have a small little canvas of Astra.
Lydia, you've been with yours the longest.
Technicalities.
I've barely known the kid for almost a year. How would I get a picture already of him?
so
You know I can draw, right?
And you haven't
You all-
offered before?
You haven't asked.
you all make your way out.
Daphne
And-
opens her mouth as if to say something to Lydia and thinks better of it and just walks out the door and check on the orcs.
What were
Okay,
you gonna
so
say, Brick?
as you all leave the mansion, you do see the Aurochs there, and they're all just covered in the snow probably from the night before.
Oh, buddies.
At least they're still alive.
Of clean him off, give him something to eat.
And using Mage Hand to help clean it off.
Yeah.
Brush him off, give him some food.
And after you do so, you go ahead and hop on their backs and you start moving onward once more.
So when do y'all want me to scry on Karatok? Sooner or later?
Whenever you're able to.
Probably like later in the day, right? Because that's when he's most likely doing stuff. Because right now he'd probably just be like getting ready for the day, right?
Yeah, you probably don't want to see that actually. Wait for later in the day.
Technically I can do it twice.
Let's wait for.
So like afternoon, then evening, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, or like on the road, and then when we're at the monastery, if we get to the monastery. At a
Are we
decent hour.
stopping in Noctal? Or
Naku?
Naku? What's
Is
the name
there
of the
anything?
towns?
Yeah.
Naku? Is there anything just worth stopping for there, Umiko? Tour guide?
Not that you're aware of.
Yeah, I would say if anything, it's like maybe like basically like a gas station town. Like, right before you leave. Like that's what I'm imagining.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we could always just, get food, but we all have rations? Please tell me y'all have rations. Hey!
Rations?
Do you not eat? Wait, Gale, do you not eat?
I can always just craft him a head of lettuce or an apple.
I am not!
Rabbit food?
Okay.
We had a rabbit!
Okay.
We had a whole feast in front of us and you didn't eat it? Well, it's not
I
happening
ate-
until later.
I ate the feast. Yes, I ate. I eat.
We carb loaded.
Yes, we're covered.
Okay.
Okay. As you're all moving along, I need you, Gale, to please roll me a wisdom save.
Oh,
No, no. Magic Mountains, baby!
Magic. Hey.
17.
Okay. As you are moving along, you feel the sudden vertigo to hit you for a moment in the head, but you're able to shake that off as you continue onward. You're not exactly sure what that was, but you do remember that there's something strange about this place.
Gale's just gonna shake his head and just like... Huh, that was weird.
GM?
Yes?
Could I check to see if, like, looking towards Gale, could I check to see if there's anything different or if there's a scrying going on?
You do not see any scrying going on, and he seems to be relatively fine.
Okay.
Robe of many eyes.
Yup.
Pog.
Love it.
So,
Big pog.
Big pug.
is there anything you all are going to do as you continue on this road? Because it will take you a bit, take you until about... Umiko, you're able to estimate at this point about till late afternoon is when you'll arrive.
Scrying on Karatok at least once while on the road.
Okay.
Gale and I want to actually scry on the Conjurer.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and first roll for. I'll go ahead and roll for that for yours first, Gale.
Okay.
Give me a second. What's your spell DC?
Let me look. Would that be the save DC?
Yeah.
15.
Okay. as you try to scry upon the conjurer, you find yourself focusing in. It's clouded, very clouded, before you suddenly see a face. And as you see this face, begins to... You notice there something off about as you're scrying, as you have done this before.
Not on the actual conjurer itself, but
You see that it seems that as if the mask itself is looking straight at you. And you see the head of the conjurer just like forming from the from those clouds, and says, "Ah, so good to see you again."
not what I was expecting when I was trying to scry on you, but
I didn't tell you before that I am one who has arcane talent.
clearly.
So, what do I owe the honor in which having your presence before me?
When we first met that night of Blackwolf's death, you mentioned you losing the people you loved due to the conflicts in Ashuk. First Emperor promised you them back. Do you think he's actually going to keep his word?
For what reason do I have to find falsehood in his words? And while this is happening, every one of you are hearing a one-sided conversation happening with Gale as he's focusing on the orb.
Beings like that.
But I will say, though, it is understandable to have doubts. But if there's one thing I've learned about this world, doubts are nothing more than defenses of the mind in which they do not see the true reality of things.
That's fair. I have a question.
Seem to have a lot of questions, but please.
Did someone give you... Did the leader of the Cray give you his relic? Or did you take it? Because we know you are in the Spire Mountains, next to the Cray.
Gale!
Diar is going to use Eldritch Blast on Gale.
Okay, are you targeting a specific spot on him, or...?
His mouth.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an attack roll for Eldritch Blast.
Certainly.
He's gonna hit him.
So this is first of the beams,
Okay.
which is a 19. I don't know if that hits. The second blast.
19, let's look. Gale's actually using shield. So...
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
That
25 is the third blast. So
Okay.
19, 12, and 25. He's trying to shut up Gale.
The two of the blasts hit him.
Okay, go ahead and roll the damage first. Three. And 4. Okay, so 7. As you get struck by this, Gale, I need you to do me 2 rolls. First one, I want you to roll me as a dexterity save.
Gotcha.
Because it caught you by surprise.
Gotcha. Why is it?
The second, I need you to roll me a concentration check.
Fail it.
Concentration.
Yeet him out of there.
Oh, the book got in the way. Hang on.
Okay.
Son of a bitch.
So, as you Diar, as you cast this Eldritch Blast, as you hear this conversation, in quick panic, you fired the blast, and it's two of them strike Gale as he finds himself falling off the Auroch, and the orb falling out of his hand and landing beside him. And as this happens, you see, everyone sees now this jade, this sapphire-colored orb, which was once like this rich blue, had become this cloudy black mass of an orb. Think like the Palantir in Lord of the Rings. But as that happens, and you lose the concentration, Gale, you see that it changes back to the blue orb like before.
Gale's going to just grab the orb, realize what he said,
Delan turns to Gale.
Gale's going to grab at his hands and bite it very hard.
Okay.
Delan turns to Gale and goes, "Laddie, are you daft?"
Daphne has gotten off her Auroch and looks to be calm if it weren't for the fact her hair's slowly turning white. Grabs him by the beard and yanks him down and looks him straight in the eye and says, "I am this close to chopping off your tongue."
Delan gets off his Auroch and
Gale says mumbling with his hand in his mouth.
No, we are past that.
Yeah, Delan gets off his Auroch and grabs Daphne.
I'm close to biting it off myself.
Okay, hold on. One at a time.
Yeah. Delan just tries to pull some space between Gale and Daphne.
Daphne's not moving.
He's still trying.
Are you talking to, Gale?
Someone from the faithful.
Which faithful, Gale?
Conjure.
Daphne's bringing out her dagger of mending. It's coming out.
No.
Delan is like trying to like.
Yes, Umiko?
Like, no.
Seeing that Daphne is starting to get very mad, can I cast Calm Emotions on her?
Sure.
To try to diffuse the situation.
Okay.
I'll cast it at 2nd level.
Okay. Are you gonna try to resist it, Daphne?
Oh, Daphne is not. No, she's not calming down.
Okay, go ahead and give me a wisdom
Charisma
save.
17.
Wait. Yeah, Charisma 17, yeah.
Okay.
Just to try to diffuse the situation.
1 second. It is taking a while to load.
It's okay.
Come on!
Tension!
Roll.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Daphne, as you are ready to go up to Gale with this dagger in hand, you suddenly feel yourself, your muscles suddenly relax, and you feel yourself a bit calmer. You're still mad, but you're not like going right up to Gale with the knife or anything like before.
Muzzle. The muzzle is happening now. I don't care.
Dear.
A muzzle. Diar, you're gonna make me the muzzle.
Dear's going to get his costume clothes, and he's going to use the costume shirt and try to wrap it around Gale's mouth.
Make a gag.
Dalan is just gently guiding Daphne.
I can
back
only
to her
calm one
rock.
person's emotions, guys.
Talos is over here just like, what's going on?
Gale just
Gale
told
did an
the
oopsie.
leader that we kn- that Gale basically told the leader that we're coming.
Youth, not saying a word, summons her familiar, and she's gonna have it fly upward,
Mm-hmm.
and she's gonna look through it to see if there's anyone or anything approaching them.
Okay, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay, gotta pull up
Mhm.
his stats. Let's see.
So while you're doing this,
There we go.
Gale, you hear something in your mind. Well, it appears that our conversation has been interrupted.
Gale's
But
going
like
to,
I said, the invitation is always open.
Gale's going to write a short message into his book of shadows. Speak more later. Not about what I just.
Well,
asked
this is
everybody.
not you doing the sending.
Oh,
You have to physically respond.
And
Oh,
you
okay.
can't. We muzzled you.
Can't you respond in your head?
yeah. Gale's doing that in his head. Speak more later. Not about the thing I accidentally revealed. I have genuine.
Stop while you're ahead, please.
We love you. We love you, Dusty. Just know that we all love you. Okay.
Oh my god, this is great.
Welcome to YouTube, ladies and gents. No.
I have genuine questions about your leader and other things.
Okay. All right.
And
As you look,
he'll send that.
yeah,
Response.
yeah, because sending does the response thing. So, youth, you take a look around and you don't see anything that gives off any warning of something approaching. Even with your robe of many eyes, you can say with confidence that there's nothing coming.
With everything that's happening, Lydia's gonna pull out the mirror and be like, I will still scry on Kara Talk. We might just need to see something from a different perspective. And she's gonna slowly pull out Itham's arrow that she keeps in her quiver with the rest of her bolts.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at the group. May I? I can't talk through my scryings as far as I know.
I mean, are you gonna reveal where we are to him?
I don't think she can. She can't talk with her scryings.
I can't
And
talk
I'm
with my
fine
scryings.
with it. It was a rhetorical question.
Okay. I mean, I was gonna tell him I was coming anyways, because...
Gale's
Actually,
gonna say,
no.
I technically did not say where we were.
But you...
I know what I
Wait, it's
said,
okay. It's
but
all right. Like we know what's going on, so it's all good.
With that, Lydia's just gonna put the arrow across her lap while sitting on the Auroch and try to get Itham.
Okay. And
It's a -9 modifier on a Wisdom 17 save.
okay.
Are you doing this while we're moving again?
I thought
Are
we
we
Yeah.
moving
stopped.
again?
Are we moving?
Oh,
I
that's
think
what
we're
I'm asking. Did we stop or are we moving again?
Just in case, I'll toss the reins.
I
to
know
Emma, but-
Youth is moving right now because she's
Yeah,
pissed off.
I would suggest we should move and do this.
Okay.
After Delan gently guided Lydia back to her, not Lydia, Daphne back to her Auroch, he went and got back on his, but was just kind of giving Gale a look, just like, damn, son.
Before actually casting scrying, I'll toss the reins to Umiko, who's
Okay.
walking.
Got
Okay,
it.
just so.
All right. And what's the spell DC? 17?
17 with a -5 and -9 modifier
Okay.
for you, DM.
Let's see.
Because I'm familiar and I have an item he owns.
Okay. So, as you scry on your brother, your vision once more changes as you focus in on the mirror. But as you are looking around, you do see him. And what you find is actually you first see that he is he seems to be walking. Still in the appears to be that of a mountain, the mountainous region, somewhere in the Spire Mountains. As you are watching, you see for a moment he stops as he raises an arm. As you hear the familiar sound of crows, as one lands upon his arm. He turns his head as the beak is near, almost as if it's speaking to him, before letting it go off. But you hear him speak out loud over the wind. Seems this is now your job. Well, it certainly is overdue for you to meet our master. And you see, coming into the vision, you see two figures. The duelist and the soldier. Yeah, perhaps, maybe so, but you seem hesitant. I guess you can say it's apprehension. I mean, it's the same as a commoner meeting someone of royalty the first time, granting an audience. Wouldn't you be nervous yourself? The soldier stays silent before the duelist chimes in. Well, you know well enough that we're not, us two are not the ones to make that example. But your efforts have been noted. It's just now it's time for you to meet him. Still curious though as to why I was sent out on this mission while you all had your own little party. The Conjurer has his reasons. As does the Emperor himself. Besides, we need this alliance. You know that better than us. Do I? Yes, I may be one of nobility, but you're not exactly a common foot soldier. But do as you ask, or he asks. Just remember, Just remember to keep your end of the deal. Then, as he says this, you see he slowly begins breaking apart into crows and just flies off as a swarm. And that's where the vision ends.
Immediately looking up, can I see any blackbirds?
Give me a
Crows?
perception check.
Some pretty
Is it-
fast fucking birds, if there are. Jesus.
Well, he sent one a different way. Is it sunny, DM?
It's overcast again.
Okay. I'm gonna give myself guidance as a just in case he's. I am re-rolling that.
Do you have any left?
Yes, I do.
Use them sparingly. We won't get any more for a long, long time.
Man, we have to play D&D like normal.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
16.
You take a look around and you don't exactly see any birds from where you are.
Bubs. The bourgeoisie.
Last time on Bourgeoisie.
What you see, dear?
DM, correct me if I'm wrong. It was the soldier and the duelist with Itham?
Yes.
Okay. Itham has been removed from the Oni tribe mission. And the soldier and the duelist are out there now. He was walking and they intercepted him. And apparently, Itham's efforts have been noted, and it's time that he meets him? So I'm like, is the he that they were referencing that Itham needs to meet the first emperor?
Didn't he already meet the first emperor, though? You said he was at the meeting.
He was there when he was resurrected, but Itham also said, like, he was sent out to the mountains for the Oni mission, while everyone else had their own quote-unquote little party. I'm worried that they might have found out about us talking, and what happened to the witch may happen to him. That might just be me jumping to, like, worst-case scenarios. But Itham has been removed from the Oni tribe missions, and it's the soldier and the duelist out there now. And Itham's going back to maybe the Hornet's Nest to meet him.
Yeah, you just know that it says him, but you don't know exactly who that might be.
Yep.
That'd be a pretty big leap of faith, Lydia. Or a leap in logic. For all the Conjurer knows, we could have just been scrying on different members of the party. Or on the building itself.
But Itham and I actually had an in-person meeting and exchanged items.
Yes, but do you think he would know that?
If the Conjurer scryed on Itham, we don't know what the first Emperor can do. Heck, Gale was just scrying on the Conjurer and actually got to have a full-blown conversation with the dude.
Delan turns to Gale. Did you learn anything interesting at least?
I think he still has the cloth wrapped around his mouth.
It's still a yes or no question.
My lady, I know you're worried about Lord Itham, but if they're here, the ones from the other night, first I'd like a rematch, and two, dealing with this here, maybe it's better that we don't, as we can take care of the Oni and these two, and we won't have to worry about him joining the enemy at that point and helping the Oni against us. I know that he may not, but there's always that chance.
Lydia, the
And it
soldier.
might get your mind off things.
The soldier's there. The one that dealt the final blow to Black Wolf.
And the duelist. And Diar and I fought against the duelist at the Founders Festival.
Ah, yes, I
didn't
have
get
a bone to
benefit.
pick with him too. So,
And there's so many bones. It's like we're dealing with a small trout.
well, the human body does have 206 bones, so that's 206 bones that I can break in the duelist, so.
Dalan slowly turns to Daphne. I don't know if I'm impressed or frightened that you know that.
Did you know if you cast Shatter on someone's bones directly, it will literally shatter the bones?
Actually, I did not.
tried that.
Done that? Hold up. Have you done that?
Daphne has admitted that to us before, yes.
Yes, I have. Someone
She's
made
also
the
stabbed someone in
mistake.
the eye with a hairpin before, too.
Yes. Someone made the mistake of impersonating my husband 2 days after I buried him.
Oh.
It was a change. I dealt with it accordingly. He lived. From my understanding, couldn't walk the same afterwards. And she's saying it, like, with the same pleasant smile, but it's not reaching her eyes. I've been meaning to try it again, though.
Come on, Jerry, let's go. Time for a walk.
Lydia's gonna literally, like, slap her cheeks and, like, put away her command, like, alright. Let's do this.
Hearing this, Dalan just kind of slowly turns to Gale and goes, "Just for reference, I can only do so much in terms of healing." And then he's kind of like, yeah, with his orc.
All right.
All I can ask is, let us all keep Itham safe while I deal with this other bullshit, and let's go.
Daphne's gonna look towards Gale, let out a sigh, walk up to him, take off the wrappings around his snout. I would be shocked too if he suddenly started speaking to me. I know it was a slip of the tongue, dear. It just might have compromised us a bit, but he doesn't know that we know about the Oni. So that's something at least.
I'm gonna ask about the Emperor, the first Emperor himself.
I'm having a hard time hearing you. I'm sorry.
Sorry, my mind.
No worries.
Don't worry about it. It's
You're good.
Take your time.
I was gonna ask questions about the first Emperor, not accidentally tell him about the crayons. What I just said, because I wanted to know. So I was trying to convince him, because he joined the first Emperor, because the first Emperor promised the Conjurer his family back because he lost his family in a conflict in the land of Shuk, and the first Emperor promised him back, kind of like what, if I remember correctly, first Emperor told Itham about getting his family back. I was trying to say, is first Emperor even going to actually do that? I have a feeling that first Emperor is just using the faithful for his own means. I was trying to get possibly Contra on our side. I don't know.
Yeah, Itham was promised his family and his country back. Unfortunately, the first Emperor said he would also bring me back from the dead. Which I never died.
Oh my goodness. Do you
it's
think
bullshit.
Do you think the Conjurer's mind might have also been modified?
It could be all of them, or it could just be a massive lie.
Might be a might be a massive lie. I never actually got. There was one I was actually very curious about. Why would our old pirate captain, Gale's going to glance over to Delan, why would someone like Hareg want the first emperor?
When
Wouldn't
you
he-
lose something so valuable to you like family, it's very easy to manipulate that darkest part of your mind. And the first emperor told Itham I was dead. And Itham, when I met with him in that woods that night, up in the pool, he kept asking how did I come back? Because he fully believed I was dead. And that's why I got the Brooch of Remembrance from Astra, so I could show him my memories that I wasn't actually dead. Because Itham didn't want Greater Restoration casted on him because he couldn't trust me, because he believed I was dead, and I was lying to him.
So possibly all the members of the Faithful have modified memory on them.
Or it's just pure manipulation.
Or that, yeah.
We might be able
Gaslighting
to
him.
use this to our advantage then. Daphne said, looking at Gale. I'm going to say this with love, dear. The Conjurer might think you're an idiot. And we can use that to our advantage. Because you told him some valuable information that we know without telling him about the Oni. If you continue to play this card of being the somewhat gullible, loudmouth idiot that we all know and love, that isn't true, then we might be able to get some information from him. How true that is of the information has yet to be seen.
He said something scary, because he sent a message. He sent a sending to me about them saying that the invitation is still up there, so they still want me.
Yeah, because you have the orb. They
No,
wanted the orb.
invitation, as in the night that Black Wolf died.
Yeah, it's from way back when I found you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes,
But that's not to say they're not going to manipulate the shit out of you, too.
I'm not doing it. Like
We
they killed Black Wolf. They're
I hope
killing.
not. I don't want to have to slap some sense into you again. I already had to do
What?
that once.
But what if you did do it, though? Like it was an act to get on the inside. Believe me, I've thought about deception and deceiving and joining Itham.
Daphne's just slowly looking at Lydia with a raised brow. Honey, you can't
Yes.
lie.
It's getting better.
Barely.
Why?
Well, I mean, okay, like, if I say I want to help Itham, well, technically I'm helping Itham get out, but I didn't specify. It's lying through omission.
So the duelist and the soldier are with you now.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
we're killing them.
I was gonna say, let's take them out.
Yeah, no hesitations.
Then that means we only have Conjurer, Falconer, thank you.
Spectre.
Conjurer, Falconer, Spectre, Mortician, but Mortician's still in that plane of other existence. I
As far
think.
as
I
we're
don't-
aware.
That is an
Right.
excellent point, Daphne says, bringing out her scrying mirror. If he's dead, it won't go through. If he's on another plane of existence, it won't go through. If he makes the save, I'll know he made the save. Should I try it?
It's
Should
up
we
to
get-
you.
Should we get to the monastery first before trying all this?
Maybe.
I can at the very least try it while we're on the Oryx and moving.
Yeah. Yeah, because all that's left is the author who's in the car territory, the Falconer, which is Itham, and I really hope we don't have to fight him, because that would be stupid. The soldier and the duelist, which no hesitation, we're killing them as soon as we see them. The conjurer, the mortician who might be still in limbo, and then the first emperor. So it's literally just the mortician, who may or may not be back, the conjurer, and the falconer, and the author.
Yes,
That's
who's
still a lot.
Authors in
the
Kara.
Kara.
With
the
the Ninth
Kara.
Synod.
Yes, I'm gonna
That
try
one.
shattering her skull when I see her. I want to see how that works. If the pieces of the skull will just inject into her brain or not, that would be interesting to see.
Gale's just gonna give a disturbed look at
pressure.
Daphne.
Daphne, it only takes like 2 pounds of pressure with the heel of your hand up against her nose. It's fine.
I feel like YouTube's
Uh,
gonna take this video down. Just saying.
It's okay.
We're fine.
We're fine.
It's
We're fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
Anyways.
Shall we get to the monastery?
Daphne's gonna get on her aura and bring out the mirror. Umiko, would you be a deer and lead mine?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Got it.
All right. Daphne's gonna bring out the mirror. She's gonna try and scrying on the mortician.
Okay.
Now, my DC for scrying is 17, and I've met him in person.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just find scrying. Here we go. So I've met him in person. Can I say I'm kind of familiar with him?
Don't know him like well. Like you've met him at least.
Oh, do we have something of the morticians by chance?
You do not.
I'm gonna double check inventory because honestly, I don't know. We have so much stuff.
You do not. I could tell you that
No, we
with
don't.
confidence.
Weird. Okay. So
Okay.
I don't have there's nothing. There's no save modifier because I've only seen him firsthand. So
Okay.
it's a
Okay. High or low? Just a real quick question.
Hi.
Okay. You focus in on the spell. It's awfully cloudy. But that's all you see. You don't see anything of the mortician.
Did I get the feeling that the spell was saved or that it just didn't go through?
Really hard to tell.
Daphne's eyes refocus. She blinks and shakes her head a bit. I didn't see anything.
So the conjurer, falconer, and the first emperor. After we take care of the duelist and the soldier.
I wouldn't count the mortician out just yet.
Right.
As a fallen, who knows what fight they can put up against a simple spell. So
I know.
I'm not gonna count out the mortician until his head's on a platter.
Are you gonna deliver the necromant? Give the head to Navrin.
I don't
Would
know.
Navrin want the head? Would he not want
No.
the hand? That seems more in line with the pale hands.
That was only done as an inspiration based off the Broken Daggers practices.
So what body
Regardless.
part do you guys bring back to show they're dead?
Harold, would I know this? DM?
It varies depending, really. Because sometimes
we
a
also have
customer
people
wants a particular limb. Other times they're just like, just give me the recording, etc.
We're still the new kids, so we kind of just do whatever the customer wants.
Because the customer is always right.
Yes.
Except when they're idiots.
No.
Hey, I mean, they pay a pretty gold piece,
Mhm.
copper piece, whatever.
So,
Anyways,
Monastery.
showing.
As you are,
How much-
you've been talking as you've been moving along, just so you're aware.
Okay.
But eventually, you all make your way to the outskirts of what appears to be that of a small town. Umiko, as you're moving through, as you're all moving through this area, you recognize this place as Nakui.
So
And you see, as you are there,
We're not quick.
yeah, as you have arrived, you instantly look off to the slope near the mountains, and you see carved right into the mountain itself, the monastery. Almost like a grand castle watching over the town below.
She'll point to it out to the rest of the party. That's where we're going.
Oh.
You okay with going there, Umiko? I mean, we've come this far, and I should have asked this question like long ago. But just double checking.
I haven't been back since I left that night.
Does what's her name? Yora?
Yeah,
know we're
Yora.
coming? Would
I didn't tell her. I don't have a way to tell her. That's that's you guys with sending or whatever magic talking walkie-talkie thing you have going on.
Do you want me to use the magic walkie-talkie thing?
at least see if she's a gracious host and will let us.
I mean, she'll
Sir?
probably let you guys in at least. I don't know about me.
What are you gonna do?
That's
Sleep
your
on the roof?
What? Hey, you just hear Tal speak up. What? Wait, what did you do? Did you switch out the chocolate in her muffins or something?
Not a bit harsher than that.
Hmm.
Cool. Story time, I guess.
Yeah. Return with Umiko. This never happened.
Tell us your backstory. Where'd you come from?
Where'd you come from?
So
Where'd you
no,
go?
The last night I was there, I sort of got really drunk, stole a lot of liquor and money, and trashed the library before leaving and cussing out a Kier.
Not the library.
Tal just turns and looks at Youth, knowing Youth's history with books.
What?
Yeah, so I might not be the most welcomed person back, but I'll just camp out. It's fine. I've done it enough.
Do you think she's gonna make you pay like a fine? Like,
No, maybe. I think if she did, she would have asked for it when she decided to fight me in the Za.
maybe that was your punishment. Just get beaten up by Yora.
But yeah, I haven't been
Cool.
back since.
Maybe we should message ahead. Daphne.
Daphne's gonna bring out her copper wire. Still shell-shocked because her main workplace was in the library.
Mm-hmm.
I did,
So the
look,
idea of
books
all-
were not fun. I couldn't sit there for so
You know
long.
what?
It was-
You're not fun.
I mean, we
You
haven't
just
had the best
said
time together,
Rocky.
youth. That makes sense.
She just, when she says that, you can see that she actually has a book in hand, like, while she's writing. You see her mage hand is holding it up to, like, the side of her face so she can read occasionally. That hurts.
I was a nerd. Damn.
Daphne wraps the
How
the
else
wire,
do you think I learned magic?
Daphne
Lydia.
wraps the wire around her finger a few times.
Glance.
Thinks about the very nice looking.
My dog came in,
Mara.
sorry.
We are close to the monastery. Is Umiko allowed in the monastery by chance? Or does she have to pay a fine for how she left? Just wondering. And sends it off into the cosmos.
Takes a moment before you hear a response. Ah, Daphne, it's good to hear your voice again. Well, obviously we have not forgotten about what happened when she left, but as repayment, she can help me with this one task. It's better to explain when you all are present.
Okay. Daphne looks at Umiko. So they haven't forgotten.
Cool.
You're not banned. You're not banned from the monastery. She does have a task that you can help with to repay them back, so you don't have to pay a fine.
She already has chores for me?
It's community service. He'll do you some good.
She made me do that all the time when I was there. That's all I ever did.
Welcome home, Umiko.
So does that mean, like Talos is speaking up. So does that mean that Yora's your mom?
Umiko like pauses for a second, like, wait, was yours my mom figure? Hold up, like she's just like thinking this over, like, wait.
She's the math lady meme.
Maybe?
She didn't specify if it was a chore. She said it was a task, and it'd be better to explain when we got there.
That's how she puts it nicely. It's never just a task. It's always much more than that.
You're gonna put his hand on Umiko's like shoulder and be like,
which shoulder? I need to know this.
The fleshy one.
She won.
Okay, both of her shoulders are flesh.
The one that isn't connected to the metal arm.
Okay.
Oh my god.
That's what I meant by fleshy one, okay. But then he's also gonna say, well, it sounds like they're not against you being here, so.
Wait, so you'll talk to her but not me?
Oh, Diar spent the night in my room. That came out wrong.
What?
Hold on.
What?
No, hold on, lady, jeez. What happened?
Hold
Hold on.
Maybe Black was onto something.
Conceptions.
No, okay, I went to go check on Diar to make sure he was okay. And he was not okay. And I have the bigger bed, technically, than his weird futon. And I didn't want him to be alone and do something traumatic, and so I invited him just to spend the night so he wouldn't be alone. Nothing happened. I am still happily almost married. He never answered my message. Asher's never messaged me.
Don't try to change the subject here.
Lydia, something doesn't work inside the house.
That would have been nice to know.
It's a pocket dimension.
That would have been nice to know.
Send it now. He could think you're dead.
Lydia's gonna grab her sending stone. Like, try sending a message before. Apparently, it was in a pocket dimension. I am safe. Made it to the monastery. I'm safe. Don't worry. Not dead somewhere. Love you.
Meanwhile, Delan just kind of glances at Diar and just goes,
Are you such a stussy baka?
Oh my gosh.
But message sent to Ashraf.
Okay.
He gets it
Oh my
this
god.
time.
So as you send it, there is a response that says, glad to hear that you're safe and well. I guess Daphne learned a new trick. But I'm just letting you know this now.
Oh no.
Anan had left. Anira followed him.
Is that it? Is that
That's
what he
it.
used me on?
Yes.
Fuck,
And that's where
25
we're ending
words.
lesson.
No!
No.
Ugh.
Lydia, what's wrong? Did he say something that upset you? Do I need to beat him up? I will gladly beat him up for you, dear.
I'll be in
Something
Sorry, I'm
else has
having an ice
happened.
cream sandwich.
Yo, I want one so bad.
Dylan
somebody-
just kind of looks over and goes, I'm quite sure DL will beat him up for you.
Lydia, what's going on?
Something else has happened.
Is everyone okay?
Aiden has left the base, and Anira followed him. There wasn't enough words for Ashraf to tell me where they were going. And that was my one sending for the day. So you can have words with either Aiden or my husband. I see that murderous glint in your eyes, Daphne.
Daphne brings out her wire again and wraps it around and around and around, keeping her eyes deadlocked on Lydia as she sends a message to Aiden.
Okay.
Heard you left. Thanks for sending me a message about it. Where are you heading? Sends it to Aiden.
Okay.
She gave him instructions to message her when he leaves.
Mm-hmm.
We were in a pocket dimension.
Check the diplomat's pouch now.
He can't write. He has chicken scratch handwriting. It's very upsetting, Daphne.
She probably wouldn't have read it anyways because of that. All right.
Girl.
It takes a moment before you hear this response. She had suddenly left. Didn't go that far, but she had left. I must stop her. End her. And that's all he says.
I'm going to kill him.
I mean, he's
Why?
already dead.
Oh,
I'm going to skin him. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to bring him back to life and kill him again.
Well, I mean,
I
he's
guess-
dead, so you can't really do that, but
Oh, wait, you're talking to dead people now?
I see.
have
Revenant.
you heard what a revenant is?
I'm gonna roll for that real quick.
See,
Is that someone who doesn't pay their rent?
Yus looks over her shoulder because Talus and her are on the same owner, right?
I rolled a 4, by the way, for that.
She turns around and she like looks at Talus, but then looks a bit over her shoulder as if she sees something behind her, and she's like, "I see dead people." And you see all the eyes on the robe also move towards the direction of her shoulder to freak her out more.
The author suddenly moved. Not far from where, most likely, it sounds like they're still in the Kara. But it suddenly moved, and he said he had to stop her.
That's not ominous at all.
Is this the time to scry on Kara talk?
Possibly.
Let's get to the monastery, then let's drive.
Oh, okay.
Would you?
He only moves whenever she moves, so.
The author doesn't have the same ability as the conjurer does. I scried on the author before. Would you want me to do it again?
The author's also a changeling. She can be anyone at any time.
Lydia would be best to scry on her.
Okay.
Because if she's Anna,
Then
That'd be
Lydia
more-
has a personal connection to her.
That's fair.
Closest I have is my plans to murder her very viciously
for what she's done to my family.
Oh, believe me, she's done shit to my family too. But you know, at least like we're from the same country, and I probably met her as a child.
Did everyone grow so violent? I'm loving this.
This is
Now
what
you
happens
know
when you
my
leave for
thought
months.
process.
Yeah,
This
no,
is how you're
happens.
thinking on my thought process, you know? Like, cool.
Okay. Do you want me to try to scry on the author or Kara talk? Because I only have one more shot today. What's more important? The author? The faithful?
I think the author.
The faithful was
Yeah.
originally our charge. Okay. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Another scrying spell bites the dust. And
All the scrying today.
right?
Mhm.
We're just a bunch of nosy little peepers.
Mhm.
Wisdom save 17. I have met the author personally in the Noct territory, and if she is Anna, then I'm
Mhm.
depending on who she is, depends on the modifier, Herald.
Yep.
Tell me who she is.
Isn't she still her no matter what? It's just a physical
Yeah, but we
form's
don't have-
different.
I don't know
We
if
don't
she's Anna though, because she's a
Oh,
changeling.
I see. I see.
Because if she is Anna, I'd be more familiar with her than if she was just the author. But she knows me really well as a child. She knew me as a child, so I think I know her. You.
Not necessarily.
I mean, she wrote, or Anna wrote political pieces against the monarchy.
But we also think she could have been like your nanny.
Laura,
Yeah.
who told me bedtime stories? I don't think so. I don't think she's Laura.
So, as you cast the spell, your vision once more changes.
Gonna get nauseous, man.
Yeah. Gonna get whiplash at this rate. But as you are focusing in, you see the familiar attire of the author as she's walking along. Though as she does so, you see that she stops. And you just hear you hear her voice, and she says, "Well, this is certainly a plot twist." As
Author puns.
you see that in the vision just around her, you see that there appears to be multiple soldiers. One of the but as you are focusing in, you see that they seem to have the symbol of the Kata clan. Ah. So you're part of that lot. And you see for a moment she slowly draws a blade. And you see that this blade takes on the form of a longsword. But it starts off, it's not like your classic, the sort of traditional sword in that sense, but it almost resembles that of, like, you see that it starts off wide, but then then quickly to a tip, like a rather thin blade, thin for a longsword. You see that there's a gem encrusted on there, that's jet black. Well, I guess if you're going to entertain me, then just begin. And as this as you see that they multiple begin to they begin to raise their weapons and start into preparing their attack. And then she says, "Oh, I forgot. I also have my own plot twist." And then you see right, like behind one of them off to the left, you see something grabs the top, and they're like almost like from the shadows, grabs the soldier's, that particular soldier's head and breaking his neck as he falls lifelessly to the ground. And the others are like readying their weapons as they see standing there, emerging from the darkness, dressed up in clothing that is that of two symbols. You see one which is that of the faithful, which you remember seeing with the beak-like mask and all that. Though the other appears to be that of a solid circle that then has multiple rays that reach out in different directions, almost like a black sun. 9 rays in total. And you just suddenly hear the clashes of people quickly fighting something. You can't see it as your vision's focused on the author. But as one begins to strike out at her, raises her blade, deflects it, but then you see that you see what appears to be that of words that appear on the blade. As it says, "weak," before, almost like in quick succession, strikes right across the chest. And then causing him to stumble, while the next moment you see her with her free hand, with her finger pointed in another direction. You recognize this spell as the one that had damaged Umiko. You just hear this faint and you hear her make contact, and you just hear the sudden but then as she flips the blade once more to strike out at another, you see another word glow. Futile. Strikes once more. For the vision ends.
DM.
Yes.
What language were those words written in? Was it just common?
No.
Ah.
In fact, they were written. What languages do you know?
I know.
Because if I recall, you know Sylvan, yes?
No. I know Aarakocra, Common, Druidic, Elvish, Thieves' Cant, and Undercommon.
Okay. Here to be that of Undercommon.
And would I know what that black sun with the 9 rays was, or no?
This is the first time you've ever seen that symbol.
Okay. Lydia's just gonna sit there and process.
I will tell you this, though. because you had seen one of these before, the one who snapped the neck you saw was the doppelganger.
Okay. Well,
What's up?
it might be wise to send a message to Karatok and let him know he might have a few less soldiers if he ever goes home. The author was fighting a couple guards, but a doppelganger came out of the shadows wearing an outfit that had the mark of the faithful and then a different mark. It was like a black sun with 9 rays.
Black
She had
Sun, 9 rays. Would
Yeah.
that be this?
Yeah, Sumiko?
Yumiko?
Does that sounds familiar to the necklaces we found on the broken ghost people? Because that had, you said that the symbol was like had 9 squiggles on it. It was like black with 9 squiggles.
Yeah.
Is that the same symbol? Can I show her and see, like, is this it?
Okay, you're gonna go show her the symbol?
Yeah, like the
Does
necklace.
Does the necklace match what I saw as like the marking on the outfit?
Seems to be a bit on the crude side, but it definitely is quite similar.
Umiko, do
Okay.
you still have that letter from that scroll?
The parlay scroll for the 9th Synod? Yes, I still have that as well with that symbol on it. We're just comparing all the symbols right now.
Whee!
The
Can
author
you
was-
take it out so we can compare?
Yeah, that's what she's doing.
They all seem to be in the same vein.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, because the author was meeting with the 9th Synod in the Kara, but also the author was wielding a blade, and there were words on it in Undercommon, and every time she attacked, like after, like before one attack, the word weak illuminated. Another one was futile. She did disintegrate someone. But other than that, like, she had a doppelganger also fighting with her. And that's where it ended.
Do you think she's going after the
The relic?
relic of the Kara?
I mean, she was fighting Kara soldiers, so where else would Kara soldiers be stationed?
Can someone send a message to Karatok, let him know?
Who has
Do we know
sending
where-
left?
I have some sendings. Do we
Just
know?
He's still in the capital, though. He's been staying over there.
Yes, but who's after the Kara
Daimyo.
Daimyo? The Daimyo may be in the capital, but the doppelganger and the author can easily take the appearance of those soldiers that were
Mm-hmm.
killed.
Who's second in charge when the Daimyo's away?
It would be that his heir, wouldn't it? Or his advisor?
I don't know politics of Iv'Han.
Would Daphne, who's like been kind of studying these things here and there, would she know?
Well, you do know the tradition of it being the heir to the throne and whatnot, but in regards to the individual clan, you would not know.
No, she's never seen his heir. She knows she has a daughter,
Mm-hmm.
but from what she's seen, the daughters don't typically take over as heir. They usually get married to other heirs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, damn, would I know since I keep going over and like seeing Karatok and stuff? Like, would that have ever come up in conversation? Like casual conversation?
Like, oh yeah, you're here to see your son. My daughter's playing with them, or my child's playing with them.
The most you've ever seen is his daughter.
Yeah, so
But
it'd
you've
only
also
be
seen
her.
that. But you've also seen every now and then that old Arakakra.
The one that stared at me?
Yeah.
I have bad feelings about him.
Do we know what area she was in? Or we just know she was in the forest?
I think we just know that she was in the forest.
Alright, Daphne's gonna rap. Did a scrying spell on the author, who is a changeling, saw that she has assassinated several soldiers in the forests of the Kara territory. Be on your guard. Trust only those who you know for sure are who they say they are. And I send that to Kara Talk.
He would then respond, "Thank you for notifying me. I'll do what needs to be done." And that's all he says.
He said he will.
No.
That sounds.
Daphne actually has a concerned look on her face as she gets this response. He said thank you, and he will do what needs to be done.
He's gonna do what? Oh no!
I don't like the sound of that.
He's gonna burn everything to the ground.
We don't have proof he's gonna burn everything to the ground.
If he needs to do what needs to be done, he's gonna get rid of everything there.
What?
Oh.
Fuck.
So, okay. The other night when I went and saw him, what I learned about the ring is he gave me forbidden knowledge that the very first Emperor bestowed upon the Kara clan. And if that information got out or got into the wrong hands, they were instructed to burn everything and die with the information so it never got out. He's gonna destroy everything that they have there.
All the records of everything.
And even the records that aren't public.
Oh, crap.
How much do you remember? Because if you can remember most of it, we can write it down in our books. And so it will be a offhand copy. It may not be 100%, but at least some of the information will still be preserved.
I can write what I know, but the only stuff I do know is very limited stuff about the first Emperor and that whole encounter.
It's better than nothing. It's better than losing everything. That could be our project for the night.
But I don't...
Should...
I told him that I would keep that to myself too. Because it's an order from the very first Emperor that's been passed on for generations.
So not only have the Mount Kieran lost everything, now
we don't know
gonna
this for
burn
sure.
All the info.
We do not know this for sure. I would just like to reiterate this. For all we know, he is going to cleanse everyone that comes through from the Kara circle.
We can only hope.
Let's just get what we need done here. Then we might want to change our plans. I don't know.
Let's just
Let's get one thing done first. The monastery and the Oni tribe. Let's get that done first.
Exactly. We traveled all this way here. We can't turn around now.
And plus, the duelist and the soldier are up there with the Oni.
I hate to say this, but it might be for the best if what Umiko think is happening.
Burn everything?
If the author gets a hold of that information, she will release it to the public. And that will cause mass hysteria.
True.
Let's just get to the monastery. If need be, I can scry on...
No more scry.
Okay.
Delan kind of jumps in for a moment at this point. Wait. So, a moment ago, Umiko just said that if they burn everything to the ground, They gotta bring everyone else who has knowledge of this with it. Am I
We're
correct?
supposed to die with this information.
Wouldn't that mean you would? Because you have this information now too.
I'm already considered dead in multiple scenarios.
Let's just take care of the Oni monastery, do a soldier, then we can figure this other stuff out.
You know, I don't think the whole thing with the Oni is gonna go well now.
Well, we're at the monastery. Let's do the monastery thing. Then we could probably regroup. Would still be a good idea to go take care of the Oni and take out the duelist and the soldier. Or should we just do the monastery and go back?
The whole reason we came to the monastery was so we could talk to the Oni tribes. And maybe talk to Itham. The shot with Itham is gone, for the most part. Unless we straight up get inside the Hornet's Nest, which I'm not for doing.
No,
Itham did tell Daphne for me to be patient, and he will send a sign when things are okay. I have to trust in that. And so at this point, we came up to the monastery to speak to the Oni tribes. Even if we just speak to the Kanabo Compact and figure out what's going on in that end, maybe we can handle the soldier and the duelist at the same time.
Maybe we convince the Oni to help us against them.
Well,
The ones that are against the faithful.
the Kanabo Compact are against it. There's just that one tribe that's already in alliance. And it's that one tribe that's trying to convince the Kanabo Compact to join.
So we need to convince the Kanabo contract.
To stand firm. So
Let's get the monastery done. Kanabo contract. Possibly take out those two bastards.
we're not gonna hunt them down though, right? Like if we just see them, we're just not hesitating.
If we see them, we're not hesitating. We're not going to hunt them down.
I told you I wanted to try the shatter spell on people's bones again. Of course we're not letting them go.
And if we sleep, knowing that the soldier's here, I'll prep heat metal.
Does that mean I get to use the mansion again?
Sure.
If you want to make the mansion inside the monastery.
That might be a waste of a level 7 spell.
I'm sorry, level 7.
It's a very powerful spell.
It's a mansion. Anyway,
It is a pocket dimension, Gale. Why do you think it took? Do you think if I could make that happen sooner, I would have hidden it?
Hey, Camellia, is it time for us to go now? They're just whispering this as you're continuing on about the spells.
She's like, she covers her mouth and she's like, probably.
Okay,
Want to go and see if they like notice.
Yeah, let's go. And then,
Yo, DM, can I roll a stealth check?
sure.
Do you have to roll stealth for the Auroch? Or
Yes,
you just leave the Auroch?
for the Auroch.
What would that be? What's their dex?
Let me take a look.
Stealth the Aurochs in crunching snow.
Okay, so... Okay, 0. As in 0 dex,
No.
the plus 0 plus the dex.
16! To anyone who doesn't have a high perception, you are not noticing that.
I have 16 right on the die.
Whoever
So you
doesn't
just
have
see,
a high,
so those 16 and higher, you see them going off towards the monastery.
Let's go to the monastery.
Let's go.
Because those two are, yes.
They've decided for us.
Nah.
Youth pulls out. So this is gonna be a bit funny. She pulls out a paper, holds the holds the rein with one of her hands, like with her dominant hand. Holds the
Oops,
paper
wrong,
up with her,
wrong music. Sorry. Go ahead.
holds
This is the wrong one.
her,
Yeah.
she holds her notebook out in her left hand, and she has her mage hand writing in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it simply she starts writing down to I forget his name. Because we keep calling him Snotrag. I forget his name.
Was
I
it
have it in my
River?
notes, but I don't remember his
Was
name.
it River?
No, someone else. But she starts writing it down, and it's just very blunt and insulting of the letter, trying to get a response from them to see if she can get the handwriting, to see it to try to match it. So she's going to try to basically insult her way through it.
Okay, you got
And
it.
in a basis, let me give a brief summary of what the letter is basically saying. I am alive and well, though I must inquire what in the 9 hells you have up your sleeve to have the audacity to step foot in such a sacred land with your muddy boots.
Okay.
Bless.
Alrighty.
Signed, yours truly, Camellia Saunders.
Okay.
With a
So-
word at the end.
You send this, and so you sent this as the as a letter, yeah?
Yeah, through the diplomats.
Okay. It'll take. So you figure it'll take you some time to see anything in response, but you're pretty confident it went through. But as you all make your way up to the monastery, you find not only some of the monks in meditation, but you also see 2 individuals. One of which you instantly recognize as Yora. Yes.
Did we pass the spot, Herald?
No.
We haven't. Wait, what?
Don't
I
worry.
thought it was in between. Okay.
No, don't
never
worry.
mind.
I haven't forgotten about it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, don't worry. Fun. As you arrive on the backs of your ox, and you get the attention of some of the monks there, but you also see Yora standing beside who appears to be that of a very well-built female. Like as in like bodybuilder status. You see that. You see that. Interestingly enough, her skin seems to be that of a strong red color, and kind of like with a short, bushy white hair, whitish gray hair. As you arrive, Yora places a hand. I'm saying like one moment, and then walks over to you all.
Daphne hops up off of her oryx and gives a bow to Yora.
Gale does the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Respectful nod from Lydia, but not a full bow.
Yeah. So
Rebecca just keeps staring. Just like, I was like, sort of just like, I'm prepared for the worst, but oh god, this is gonna be bad.
You're bracing for impact.
Basically.
Okay. Hold on a sec. Whoop. Okay. As you are standing there, she looks at you all and says, it's good to see you all again. As she bows in return. So glad to see you all are alive and well, and yes, including you, Umiko. What, are you hoping me to punch you down the stairs? I mean, I could if you want.
It wouldn't be hard. She is on the short side.
You're not helping.
She chuckled.
Sorry,
Yora
you
chuckles
pushed me-
slightly.
No, you pushed me down in the snow until I was up to my waist.
because I had a chance to that I would probably never get again.
You're always just chuckling the whole time and says, "Well, it's good to see that you have improved in your health, Umiko." You definitely get the feeling it's definitely like, cause with her, it's not just like it's just face value, but there's a deeper meaning, more to it with her words, as always. Much to your annoyance at times.
Yep.
And I do believe your friends are to thank for that. But I was planning to tell you this later, but since all of us are here, there is a task that I do need your help with, which probably, as unfortunate as this may be, probably have to leave some time within the next day or two.
And what task is that, may I ask?
I need you to escort someone back home.
Where's home?
Well, it's definitely not here. And she then looks over to the crimson woman that you have seen before as she gestures for her to come over.
Okay.
And
Diar's all excited.
it is at this moment you notice that she's standing at a rather tall height. Like at around close to 6 foot.
Shorter than Gale.
And she says, "Everyone, I would like for you to meet Murai, M-U-R-A-I.
M-U-R-A-I, you said?
Yep. She just gives a slight nod. She is
She an Oni?
As you say this, you see, as the hair moves a little, you do see a pair of horns, and
Hell yeah!
and she, and Yora says, she is the daughter of, and heir to the leadership of the Scarlet Tusks.
Wait. Is that the one that someone's talking to?
That's-
No,
That's
it
the
was
one
not.
that Akira was friends with.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, which one was it I'm talking to?
Do you think the Scarlet Tusks are... Gale's going to just whisper to Lydia. Carnival contract?
You see for a moment the sharp teeth, as in not just, it's it almost reminds you of that of animals. Just that sharp, all the rows are just canine teeth as she speaks. It's Kanabo compact.
Does she have observant feet too?
And then she
This is just Paulina saying. This is Paulina.
and then she says, "But yes. And its existence is currently threatened."
Oh,
And that's where we're ending our session tonight.
Hey!
Please.
We gotta take it in, boys.
All right.
Yes.
So, oh my goodness. Yes, that was a definitely long session, but a good one nonetheless. Got some good moments in there. So
So much scrying.
much scrying.
So
You guys
much
did a lot more
scrying.
scrying
Oh
than
my
I
God.
anticipated.
Describing
and sending.
what the mansion looked like.
So, thank you all once again for hanging out with us. And I know this is definitely some new transitionary period, which definitely are thankful for all of your support in all this. So we will be back on Thursday for the revived pandemic, and we will also be back next week at 4:30 Pacific Standard Time for Ichor in Honor. Thank you everyone for hanging out with us. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you all again next time. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Love
Bye.
you all.
Love you guys.